Chapter 1428. The Crimson Measurement Ruler was an ancestral weapon of the Xing clan. It was a top-notch divine weapon. It was brought out by the old god and targeted Yang Wu. The Crimson Measurement Ruler's firepower exploded, forming a path of divine flames. It crashed heavily into the rebounding energy field of the pot shield and opened a path. It continued to advance towards Yang Wu. The experts in the surroundings were watching this scene. They wanted to see if the old god could kill Yang Wu. Oh no. Master can't hold on any longer, the big crow cried out nervously. Crow's beat, Yang Wu cursed. He poured the power of his immortal root into the pot shield and shouted, "Hold on." Caw! Caw! A crow rushed out from the pot shield. The powerful crow power rushed towards the power of the Crimson Measurement Ruler. Bang! The two forces collided with each other, and a shockwave rippled out. The pot shield was shaken, and the true dragon took the opportunity to struggle. Many dragon-shaped battle auras gathered, and its body kept growing bigger and bigger. The god-binding rope was stretched tighter and tighter by it. In the end, it could not withstand its strength and broke. Roar! The true dragon broke free and roared. The dragon's roar shook Yang Wu's eardrums. It wanted to destroy Yang Wu's soul. I'll smash it. Yang Wu diverted his attention to suppress the true dragon. However, the old god from the Xing clan waved the Crimson Measurement Ruler again, causing him a lot of trouble. The pot shield was unable to fight against two opponents. In the end, the true dragon escaped. After the true dragon was sent flying by the pot shield, the heaven-reaching realm experts attacked it again. Human, I will remember you. The true dragon roared and rushed towards the heavenly dragon palace. Roar! The true dragon roared continuously. It resonated with the dragon-shaped restriction power around the heavenly dragon palace. A door of light appeared. The true dragon rushed in and disappeared before everyone's eyes. The heaven-reaching realm experts also rushed towards the door of light. However, before they could get close, the door of light turned into a dragon-shaped battle chi and attacked them. Several sky-reaching realm experts struck out one after another, blocking the dragon-shaped battle chi. Work together to break this restrictive power. Skirich of the Xianyuan clan shouted. All right, break it. Kunlun's heavenly master responded. Hence, the many heaven-reaching heavens attacked the heavenly dragon palace. On the contrary, the Xing, Lu, and Li clans were not mobilized. The loss of two heavenly sovereigns from the Xing clan was a huge blow to them. The old god who was in charge of the situation was still entangled with Yang Wu. Old man, if you don't go rob the secret realm now, it will be divided among the others. Yang Wu shouted at the old god. The old god was infuriated and said, I'm going to kill you before I seize the secret realm. Do you really think I can't do anything to you? Yang Wu replied in a domineering manner. He swung his pot shield at the old god. Old god had the Crimson Measuring Ruler, but his blood chi was extremely low. His combat strength had decreased by a lot. It was not beneficial for him to continue expending his energy. A heaven-reaching realm expert from the Lu clan shouted, Old son, don't waste any more time with him. Let's think of a way to enter the secret realm. That's right. Don't lose sight of the big picture for the small, the Li clan's heaven-reaching realm expert said. The old god panted, clearly in great discomfort. Every time he attacked, his life force would be depleted. Perhaps he would be exhausted to death before he could seize the secret realm's divine treasury. Sigh, little bastard, I'll let you live for a while longer. The old god sighed and stopped attacking. He prepared to join forces with the Lu clan and Li clan to seize the secret realm. But I don't want you to live anymore, Yang Wu shouted fiercely as he smashed his pot shield at the old god. The terrifying, rebounding force field was indeed terrifying. Even a high-level deity would not be able to withstand it. If the old god's blood chi was at its peak and he held the Crimson Measuring Ruler, he would definitely be able to beat Yang Wu away. Unfortunately, the old god was truly old. He could only use the power of a mid-level deity. Unless he went all out, he would not be able to return to his peak power. He clearly did not want to waste his energy like this. When Yang Wu smashed his pot shield, The old god was so agitated that he used his crimson measuring ruler again to block the shield. Waguna, use it. I'll kill this old man. Yang Wu let Waguna control the pot shield while he entered the void to look for an opportunity. Master, I'm not as strong as you. Waguna screamed and used all his power to block the old god's attack. The old god also noticed that Yang Wu had disappeared. He entered a defensive state. A divine robe wrapped around him tightly and could block any attack. Ghost Wing, Ice Wing Blade. A pair of invisible blades came out, but they were blocked before they could cut into the old god's aura. Old god sent out a backhand slap, sending the serene wing's Ice Wing Blade flying. He thought it was Yang Wu. Void Hand. The 18 forms of the Void Hand continued to be waved, and the power from different directions of the void slapped towards old god. The old god shouted at the heaven-reaching experts of the Liu and Li families, "Don't just stand there. Help me kill that brat." The two heaven-reaching sovereigns from the Liu clan and the Li clan were extremely annoyed. They exchanged glances and headed in the direction of the Heavenly Dragon Palace. In their opinion, obtaining the Heavenly Dragon Palace's inheritance was more important than killing Yang Wu. "You bastards!" The old god was flustered and exasperated. Then he shouted, "Brat, I wanted to save some power, but now you've completely angered me. I'll let you suffer the wrath of a god." Heavenly Punishment Fire. All of a sudden, clusters of black meteors fell down from the sky. The dense meteors were full of destructive power, and even Yang Wu, who had escaped into the void, was blown out. This was the old god's terrifying power. Fortunately, the other crows did not fly over. Otherwise, this move could easily kill tens of thousands of crows. Waguna, who was in the pot shield, shouted, "It's burning me to death. It's burning me to death. Ancestor, you have to help me block it." Waguna had the power of a mid-level Yao god, but he was not used to fighting in the day. He preferred to fight in the dark. Also, he was not fully recognized by the pot shield. Yang Wu had lent him some power, but it was not as strong as the power activated by immortal qi. In the face of this terrifying power, Yang Wu was so scared that he immediately hid in the pot shield. He was afraid that he would lose his life if he was any slower. An overlord-level expert was indeed not to be trifled with. "Old man, you still can't kill me." After returning to the pot shield, Yang Wu started to show off again. Also, together with Waguna, he pushed the pot shield toward the old god. As he and Waguna poured in their power, the pot shield's power became even more terrifying. The crushing power bounced back many of the fire meteors. Even the crimson measuring ruler's power could not break through the power of the energy field. The old god was shocked and kept retreating. He looked at Yang Wu with an increasingly unfriendly gaze, but he knew that it would not be easy to kill Yang Wu. The old god decisively turned around and headed toward the Heavenly Dragon Palace. However, Yang Wu continued to chase after him. "Old man, where do you think you're going?" Yang Wu shouted. His voice spread in all directions, and even the Empyrean Transcendence experts in front of him jumped in fright. The old god was the strongest expert here. The other Immortal Realm experts were weaker than him. Now, Yang Wu was chasing after him. When they thought of how Yang Wu had angrily smashed the true dragon, they all became afraid of Yang Wu. "Little brat, don't be stubborn." The old god had lost all his face. He turned around and shouted. Actually, Yang Wu could not do anything to him. However, after shouting like that, it gave others the wrong impression that he had lost. Come, let's fight another 800 rounds," Yang Wu shouted. He did not dare to fight the old god alone. He joined forces with Waguna to push the pot shield. They felt like they were invincible. Even Waguna thought so. He shouted, "Meet gods, kill gods. Meet demons, kill demons. None of you can escape." The old god was smart. He swept past the Immortal Realm experts and diverted the trouble away. "Yang Wu, don't mess around," the Immortal Realm expert of the Xinyuan family warned. Before Yang Wu could reply, Waguna shouted, "If you don't move, I'll push you all down." Yang Wu stretched out his hand and knocked Waguna's head. "What are you shouting for?" "Well said. Push them all down." He really wanted to shout that this was the heavenly dragon palace of the heavenly palace. None of you can touch it. However, he did not have the guts to shout. He was afraid that the immortal realm experts would join forces to deal with him. The immortal realm expert of the Xianyuan family was forced to dodge. He scolded, "Yang Wu, you have guts." Soon, the old god swept past the immortal realm expert of the Kunlun family. The immortal realm expert of the Kunlun family stared coldly at the charging Yang Wu and shouted, "Don't make a mistake. Get out of the way. I'm only going to kill that old man." Yang Wu replied. The rebounding force field rolled over like a ball. "I gave you face, but you don't want it," the immortal realm expert of the Kunlun family shouted. He took out a divine sword and slashed in Yang Wu's direction. Shio! The sky-piercing sword fell from the sky and landed heavily on the Wok Shield's rebounding aura. This sword strike was filled with the power of the Sword Dao. It was very strong, and it caused a crack to appear in the force field. However, it was quickly repelled by the rebounding force. This startled the immortal realm expert of the Kunlun family. He quickly dodged. If he had been any slower, he would have been hit. "I warned you not to provoke me again. I'm only going to kill that old man," Yang Wu said as he wiped away the cold sweat in his heart. The might of that earlier sword strike was extraordinary. The immortal realm expert of the Kunlun family was really afraid that it would break his defense. We're going to also shouted, right. We're only going to kill that old man. Quickly make way." Following this, wherever the old god went, the other immortal realm experts were in a mess. "Old Sun, you are too evil. Why are you coming over to me? Old Sun, you are very strong. Fight him properly. Why are you still afraid of him? That's right. His power will be used up very quickly. With your strength, you can kill him in a matter of minutes. Yang Wu, we can work together to break open this secret realm. We can split the treasures inside." The old god's expression was very ugly. Ever since he had become famous, he had not been in such a sorry state for countless years. He wanted nothing more than to tear Yang Wu to shreds. In the end, the old god decided to slip away first. "Yang Wu, this old man will remember you." Chapter 1429. The Heavenly Dragon Palace. This was one of the 81 palaces of the Heavenly Palace. It had been lost 100,000 years ago. It landed in the Dragon's Gate Grotto, and no one discovered it. On this day, the Heavenly Dragon Palace finally appeared. It emerged from the grotto with a large amount of baleful dragon aura lingering around it. Many strands of dragon-shaped baleful aura protected it. Even a heaven-reaching expert would find it hard to open it. This place had divine restrictions and divine formations protecting it. Even after so many years, there was still a lot of energy remaining. Furthermore, that true dragon was in the Heavenly Dragon Palace. It seemed to have taken that place for itself. It would not be easy for others to open the Heavenly Dragon Palace. After Yang Wu chased away the old god, Yang Wu no longer had a reason to cause trouble. If Xiao Chun continued to cause trouble, all the heaven-reaching experts here would surround and attack him. Even though Xiao Chun had the pot shield, it would not be beneficial for him to continue exhausting himself. After Yang Wu stopped causing trouble, the heaven-reaching experts here worked together to break the Heavenly Dragon Palace's restrictions. They took out their divine weapons and attacked the Heavenly Dragon Palace in a crude manner. However, the Heavenly Dragon Palace did not remain passive and let them break it. The power of the formation activated, and strands of baleful dragon aura counterattacked these heaven-reaching experts. Roar! Roar! The strands of dragon-shaped baleful aura roared. The strong impact was no weaker than a heaven-reaching expert's attack. That true dragon controls the secret realm. It has to exhaust the power of this divine formation. Let's see how long it can last. We will slowly exhaust its power. We have to obtain both the secret realm's inheritance and the true dragon. Rumor has it that this is the Heavenly Palace's Heavenly Dragon Palace. That Yang Wu seems to be a remnant of the Heavenly Palace, right? Who cares where it came from? If we find it, it will be ours. Many heaven-reaching experts made a move. Some sages were also called over to attack together. The overwhelming power clashed with the baleful dragon aura of the Heavenly Dragon. Rumble. Explosions rang out endlessly in this place, shaking the world. Yang Wu did not participate in the battle. He was thinking about how to enter the Heavenly Dragon Palace first. Out of everyone present, only he possessed the Heavenly Dragon Medallion. He was also the only one who could openly enter the Heavenly Dragon Palace. Before they break into the Heavenly Dragon Palace, I have to think of a way to enter, Yang Wu thought to himself. As long as Shao Chun entered the Heavenly Dragon Palace and collected all the inheritances inside, even if the Heavenly Dragon Palace fell, the inheritances would not leak out. Right now, Shao Chun was conflicted about how to enter the Heavenly Dragon Palace without anyone noticing. Shao Chun opened his soul eye and searched for the Heavenly Dragon Palace's weakness, or perhaps the entrance. Soon, Shao Chun passed through the obstacles and saw the Heavenly Dragon Palace's main entrance. He quickly headed in that direction, where the Liu family's Tong Tian was attacking. Allies of the Xing family, come here and die. Yang Wu raised his pot shield and smashed it towards the Liu family's Tong Tian. The Liu family's Tong Tian jumped in fright. He quickly dodged and then shouted, Yang Wu, you're crazy. Oof. Your Liu family is helping the evildoer and has killed many people from my Yang family. If I don't kill you today, I swear I am not human, Yang Wu said with killing intent. Don't be unreasonable. Right now, the most important thing is to break the array formation here. If you dare to attack me, aren't you afraid that the other Taoists will attack you? I will only kill you. It will not affect the overall situation. Furthermore, it is more suitable for me to break this array formation. Eat my pot, you lunatic. The Liu family's Tong Tian did not have the confidence to fight head-on with Yang Wu, so he immediately retreated. Yang Wu, don't cause trouble. Otherwise, don't blame us for dealing with you together, the Xianyuan family's Tong Tian reminded. Haha, if you have the ability, come and challenge me, Yang Wu said with a cold smile. The Yuanyuan family's Tong Tian was a little angry. However, he still suppressed his anger. Yang Wu, who had a powerful defensive divine weapon, was not someone he could fight head-on. The Kunlun family's Tong Tian also said, let's work together to break the divine array here. Whoever dares to start a fight, we will kill them together. Kill them together. The other Tong Tian and sages shouted in unison. Clearly, this was a warning to Yang Wu. Yang Wu did not think much of it. He took up the position of the Liu family's Tong Tian and started to pretend to attack this position, blocking the baleful dragon aura. Outside, Shao Chen also sensed the situation in the surroundings, preparing to enter at any time. With so many Tong Tian experts attacking, the Heavenly Dragon Palace's divine array could not stop them. Soon, the power of the divine array started to weaken. If this continued, the divine array here would be broken in less than 2 hours. I cannot delay any longer, Yang Wu thought to himself. Then, he sent a voice transmission to Waguna. Waguna, retreat first. Protect my brothers and wait for me to come out. In the next moment, Shao Chun flipped his palm, and a medallion appeared in his hand. When he circulated his energy, the Heavenly Dragon Medallion resonated with the Heavenly Dragon Palace. The array formation in front of the door stopped and opened a door of light, welcoming him in. Yang Wu quickly entered, not wanting to cause too much of a commotion. However, someone had been paying attention to his every move. When Shao Chun entered, someone shouted, "Oh no!" Yang Wu entered the secret realm. That fellow has a keepsake on him. Damn it! Someone else shouted. Everyone looked in Yang Wu's direction. Indeed, they saw that Yang Wu had already entered the secret realm. This fellow is very scheming, the Kunlun realm's Tong Tian said faintly. The Eternal Life Palace's Tong Tian said loudly, he has a keepsake, but we do not. So stop hiding. Break this divine array with all our might. Otherwise, we will not be able to obtain anything. Hence, everyone's attacks became even stronger. Many saber and sword lights, holy chi, and divine energy exploded continuously, bombarding the Heavenly Dragon Palace. The destructive power became even more horrifying. Yang Wu, who had just entered the Heavenly Dragon Palace, also felt this power. He patted his chest and said, "This is too scary." Shao Chen did not have much time to think. His gaze fell on the huge palace before him. The beams of the palace were carved with a huge dragon. The left and right eaves were shaped like dragon scales. The pillars and walls of the palace were all carved with images and carvings related to dragons. A bright golden light shone in all directions. In front of the palace, the living true dragon stood guard on a 300-kilometer-long dragon bone. It stared at Yang Wu and roared, "Human, how did you get in?" Yang Wu waved the medallion in his hand and said, "From now on, I am the master of the heavenly dragon palace." The true dragon's gaze fell on Yang Wu's medallion. Its eyes constricted as it said, "So what if you have the medallion? This is my home, my heavenly dragon palace. Quickly scram. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." "Hee, can you defeat me?" Yang Wu said proudly as he raised his pot shield. "I can't defeat you outside, but I can definitely swallow you alive here," the true dragon replied. Then it shouted, "Mother, lend me your strength. I will eat this human." The true dragon opened its mouth and sucked, swallowing the powerful dragon chi from the 300-kilometer-long dragon bone. Its strength instantly soared. The dragon swayed its body and charged at Yang Wu. By the time Yang Wu reacted, the true dragon was already in front of him. He infused his energy into the pot shield and firmly defended against the true dragon's attack. Bang! The powerful force of the collision sent Yang Wu flying. The true dragon was also blocked by the rebounding force and was unable to kill Yang Wu directly. Yang Wu did not have it easy. His blood chi surged endlessly, and his divine body could not take it. The difference was too great. Roar! A loud dragon roar rang out. The dragon bone seemed to resonate with it as well. It also let out a dragon roar as it charged at Yang Wu. Space was shattered by this dragon roar, and it kept squeezing into Yang Wu's pot shield defense. The power of sound could be transmitted and vibrated. Even though the pot shield blocked a portion of it, a portion still entered Yang Wu's ears, causing him to vomit blood and his soul to tremble. What a terrifying dragon roar, Yang Wu thought to himself. He could no longer wait for death and take the initiative to counterattack. Void shuttling art. Shaochen used the power of the void to shuttle through space and charged at the true dragon. The Big Dipper sword appeared in his other hand as he chopped down at the true dragon. Ding dang! A burst of sparks flew. The Big Dipper sword's attack could not break through the true dragon's scales. It was not that the Big Dipper sword was not sharp enough, but that Yang Wu was not strong enough. No matter how strong he was only at the 9th level of the Celestial Rune Realm. Although his combat power was comparable to heaven-piercing, he could not fight across several levels. Unless he used the power of the Immortal Root, it would allow him to fight across several levels. The power of the Immortal Root was limited, and it accumulated slowly. He could not use it infinitely. If not for the Immortal Liquid, he would not be able to use its power repeatedly. Unless he could continuously strengthen the power of the Immortal Root one day, he would be able to use it to fight continuously. Yang Wu did not expect to kill the true dragon with this sword. He continued to fight with the true dragon. After dodging the true dragon's attacks, he rushed into the hall. The true dragon was really angry this time. "You offended the dragon hall. Your sin is unforgivable." The true dragon's aura rose steadily, and a power came out of its mouth. The true dragon's innate skill, dragon breath. The dragon's aura instantly enveloped Yang Wu. This place contained the dragon fiend chi of the true dragon race, and it could corrode any living thing into ashes. The terrifying power of the dragon breath entered the hall. Yang Wu's pot shield firmly defended against the invasion of the dragon breath, preventing Yang Wu from being corroded by the dragon breath. The main reason was that the true dragon was not strong enough. If it was a peak true dragon's dragon breath, even the pot shield would not be able to defend against it, and Yang Wu would be corroded. Yang Wu looked at the empty hall and cried out, "Where is the heavenly dragon palace's inheritance?" Apart from the dragon throne in the middle of this huge palace, there was nothing else. It was completely empty. How could there be any inheritance that had been passed down? Just as Yang Wu was about to rush up to the dragon throne, the true dragon transformed into a handsome man and rushed over. He waved his dragon fist at Yang Wu's back. Xiao Qin's dragon fist still could not break through the pot shield's defense and bounce back. Those who blaspheme the dragon hall will die, the true dragon roared furiously. Outside the hall, there was another explosion. The divine formation broke. Rumble. Chapter 1430. The heavenly dragon palace's divine formation was broken. More than a dozen sky-reaching realm cultivators, each wielding a divine weapon. If they still couldn't break a divine formation, it would be inexcusable. What a huge skeleton of a true dragon, someone exclaimed. Collect. Some immortal ascension experts wanted to collect the true dragon skeleton. Roar. The true dragon rushed out of the heavenly dragon palace and roared. It punched the immortal ascension experts with its dragon fists. Those who invade my heavenly dragon palace deserve to die. The true dragon was enraged. It instantly transformed into its true form and spat out a mouthful of dragon breath. The terrifying dragon breath spread and instantly enveloped the sky above the heavenly dragon palace, scaring the immortal ascension experts into retreating. The terrifying thing about dragon breath was the origin of the fiendish dragon energy. It was not something ordinary creatures could withstand. Three immortal ascension experts could not escape in time and were instantly corroded to death by the dragon breath. Who else can block the dragon breath? Someone asked. Only the Li clan's heaven-suppressing divine pagoda can suppress this true dragon and its dragon breath, someone replied. The Li clan's heaven-suppressing divine pagoda shouted, "Let me collect this true dragon." After saying that, he channeled his energy into the battle pagoda. The battle pagoda instantly grew larger and spun rapidly. It emitted a powerful energy that suppressed the true dragon. The true dragon would not sit still and wait for death. It slashed with its dragon claws, and a tearing force landed on the battle pagoda, blocking it. I can't suppress it alone. I need everyone's help. The Li clan's heaven-suppressing divine pagoda shouted with difficulty. The true dragon's combat strength was too strong. Even with the battle pagoda, he was not a match for it. I'll help you, the Lu clan's heaven-suppressing divine pagoda replied and channeled his energy into the battle pagoda. The other heaven-suppressing divine pagoda also contributed, working together to activate the battle pagoda, pushing its might to the limit. Swish! Swish! As the battle pagoda changed, the dragon breath was collected by the battle pagoda, no longer causing harm to others. Instead, it enveloped the true dragon. The true dragon was not afraid at all. It charged at the battle pagoda, waving its dragon claws to clash with the battle pagoda. Bang! The battle tower was smashed until it shook, and sparks flew everywhere. One of the corners was actually torn apart by the true dragon. Suppress with all your might, Li family's grandmaster shouted. Even if he couldn't suppress the true dragon, he had to severely injure him. The others also took action, and the battle towers continued to descend. The true dragon continued to swing its claws, causing the tower to crackle and explode. Sparks flew everywhere as the tower gradually began to crack. The moment it suppressed the true dragon, the battle tower exploded. Watch my golden bell. The Lu family's Tong Tian then made his move. A golden bell fell down, releasing a lot of sharp energy, sealing the true dragon. The other heavenly masters once again joined forces to deal with the true dragon, and the battle was incomparably intense. In the main hall, Yang Wu was at a loss. He discovered that the main hall and the side halls were truly empty. There was no legacy or valuable item left behind. Only the dragon throne was of some value. He arrived in front of the throne and saw a divine decree placed there. He couldn't help but pick it up and open it. Whoosh! A will appeared, and a hazy figure filled with dragon chi appeared before Yang Wu. Finally, someone touched my divine decree. Are you surprised to discover that the heavenly dragon palace has nothing left? You guessed right. Aside from my mount's corpse, the heavenly dragon palace's main body took everything else away. My heavenly dragon palace was the head of the heavenly palace. We fought all over the world and made many contributions. We were mighty beyond the mortal world. However, We could not stop the destruction of the divine world's deities. I do not know what kind of strong enemies the Heavenly Palace's seniors ran into in the divine world. As the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master, I have to personally make a trip to the divine world to investigate the cause of my Heavenly Palace's destruction. I will take away everything of the Heavenly Dragon Palace's main body to support my rise in the divine world. I will find the Heavenly Palace's enemy and take revenge for my Heavenly Palace's senior brothers and sisters. The will of the divine decree explained everything that happened in the past. The Heavenly Palace was destroyed by the divine world's deities. The Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master managed to escape this calamity. However, he was not willing to let the Heavenly Palace be destroyed, so he resolutely headed for the divine world. The dragon skeleton lying outside the palace was the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master's mount. The Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master stayed behind to let the Heavenly Palace's successors know what happened. After Yangwu heard that, he remained in a daze for a long time. It was a divine world expert who destroyed the Heavenly Palace. How did the other party avoid the suppression of the Heavenly Tao and start a massacre in the Heavenly Palace? Yangwu asked himself. The divine world had too many means and too many experts. The Heavenly Palace could not compare. Furthermore, the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master suspected that the Heavenly Palace violated the divine world's restrictions or that the Heavenly Palace's seniors offended someone after arriving in the divine world, resulting in its destruction. Regardless of the reason, the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master already left with the Heavenly Dragon Palace's inheritance. The only thing left behind was the true dragon, the bloodline of the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master's mount. Back then, the Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master did not know if that bloodline could survive or not. Hence, he did not care much about it. Before Yangwu could recover his wits, heaven-reaching experts barged in. They were the Xing clan's old gods, the Xinyuan race's heaven-reaching experts, and the Kunlun realm's heaven-reaching experts. The battle outside had not ended yet, and they had already entered. This showed how experienced they were. These people had been waiting for this moment for a long time, hoping to snatch something from the Heavenly Dragon Palace. In the end, after they entered, they only saw Yangwu standing there in a daze. Most likely, he had already taken all the inheritances here. That Xing clan's old god was enraged. His palm glowed with a black flame as he sent a palm strike at Yangwu. The blazing flame palm landed on Yangwu's back in the blink of an eye, wanting to kill Yangwu. Bang! Yangwu had long sensed that someone had entered. He put away the dragon throne, and the pot shield appeared behind him, blocking the old god's flame palm. The pot shield defense was unparalleled. The old god's attack did not injure Yangwu. "Old fellow, you still dare to provoke me?" Yangwu shouted as he turned around and glared at the Xing clan's old god. "Stinky brat, hand over everything here, and I can leave your corpse intact," the old god shouted as he glared at Yangwu. "Aside from a chair, there is nothing here. Do you want me to hand over the chair as well?" Yangwu countered with a question. "Don't try to quibble. If you spout any more nonsense, you will die without a grave." "Old fellow, do you think I'm afraid of you?" "Yangwu, hand over everything," the Kunlun realm's heaven-reaching expert said coldly. The Xinyuan race's heaven-reaching expert also said, "Monopolizing everything will not end well. Are you guys still thinking of taking me down?" Yangwu did not panic at all. Instead, he replied calmly, "Don't waste words with him. This is a person who will not shed tears until he sees the coffin," the Xing clan's old god shouted. A divine sword appeared in his hand, and he attacked Yangwu again. The Kunlun realm's heaven-reaching expert and the Xinyuan race's heaven-reaching expert did not waste any more words. They had spent so much effort to come here. Naturally, they could not return empty-handed. Yangwu had arrived here first, so he must have obtained the inheritance. Even if he did not, he must have plundered many divine treasures. These three people were the strongest among the heaven-reaching experts. They also had the strongest trump cards. They instantly sealed off the Heavenly Dragon Palace. It would be very difficult for Yangwu to charge out. "I'll accompany you guys for a round." Yangwu ignited all his fighting spirit. After roaring, he erupted with his strongest strength. He held the pot shield in one hand and the Big Dipper sword in the other as he charged out with all his might. A terrifying power instantly exploded within the Heavenly Dragon Palace, causing the palace to be in a mess. However, this palace was indeed one of the main palaces of the Heavenly Palace. It was incomparably sturdy. Even the power of a heaven-reaching expert could not destroy it. The old god's flaming sword slashed out repeatedly. Kunlun Realm's heaven-reaching expert lashed out crazily with his divine whip. There was also Xianyuan Tongtian's divine shield. It was too difficult for Yang Wu to fight against the three of them alone. Even though he had raised his strength to the level 9 Astral Rune Realm and was much stronger than before, it was still not enough. He could only defend with the pot shield, blocking these attacks. He wanted to charge out, but he could not even use void techniques to escape. These fellows are too strong, Yang Wu lamented inwardly. Many attacks landed on the pot shield's aura field, causing Yang Wu to feel extremely uncomfortable. He occasionally brandished his sword to attack, but the other party dodged all his attacks. Yang Wu, hurry up and surrender. Don't waste our strength. As long as you hand over all the divine treasures, you might still have a way out. To be able to block the attacks of 3 heaven-reaching experts with merely the strength of a celestial rune realm, you are probably the number 1 person in the transcendent realm. Yang Wu indeed could not hold on for long. The 3 people surrounding him became calmer. Their attacks became faster and faster, forcing Yang Wu to bleed from his 7 orifices. No, I can't hold on any longer. Yang Wu's mood became terrible. He wanted to break out, but he could not. Even the pot shield could not help him hold on for long. Other than the divine weapon electric fork, he had no other trump card to deal with the current situation. Moreover, the divine weapon electric fork required the power of the immortal root to activate. His immortal root's power was too limited. It was already overdrawn. At this moment, the true dragon outside was also beaten into the palace. Even more heaven-reaching experts rushed in at the same time. The true dragon was covered in injuries. Its dragon scales were falling off. Its entire body was covered in dragon blood. It looked extremely miserable. He had paid a hefty price to fight against several divine weapons in a row and shatter them. Someone shouted, "Good, so someone has already come in to take the divine treasures. We have wasted our efforts." "They want to take the divine treasures for themselves," someone else said. Xing Clan Old God shouted, "The divine treasures are on that kid. We want to take them too." Xianyuan Clan Heaven Reaching also said, "That's right. If it wasn't on that kid, we wouldn't have worked together to break his defense. The entire divine treasures are on him," Kunlun Heaven Reaching said with certainty. Now, everyone's eyes were focused on Yang Wu. "Then let's kill this kid first and then make a decision," Lu Clan Heaven Reaching roared. Suddenly, all the heaven-reaching experts' firepower leaned towards Yang Wu. "It's over." Yang Wu felt a bit hopeless. "Who wants to kill my disciple? Have you asked me?" Chapter 1431. Who was Yang Wu's master? Hao Run of the Heavenly Palace. This was a character who had fought with Dao Lao Air, an invincible character who suppressed the purple firmament hall with 3 palms. He had come. The expressions of the heavenly masters present became incomparably nervous. Although they were all in the same realm, they were still divided into different levels. This person was a great character who stood at the very top, and they were too far away from him. Outside the main hall, a figure leisurely appeared with a peerless girl. This was a spirited old man. Even if he didn't care about his appearance, he still exuded an extraordinary heroic aura. This was the innate spirit of an emperor. Others didn't dare to look directly at him. The girl beside him was quite tall. Her wheat-colored skin emitted radiance, revealing a healthy luster. Her facial features might not be too perfect, but the trace of a charming smile hanging on her face could tug at the heartstrings of any man. After the girl saw Yang Wu, her face revealed a lotus-like smile and shouted, "Big brother, it's really you. This is great." The girl pounced towards Yang Wu. She actually ignored so many heavenly masters. This courage was truly too great. The heavenly master of the Liu family revealed a trace of ruthlessness and grabbed towards the girl. He wanted to control this girl so that Haoren wouldn't shoot the rat for fear of breaking the vases. The girl was like an innocent child. She didn't know how dangerous these heavenly masters in front of her were. The heavenly master of the Liu family was very close to the girl. He only needed a split second to catch her. However, this instant of distance was an incomparably huge chasm for him. The moment he moved his hand, a force as sharp as a blade descended and neatly cut off his wrist in an instant. "Ah!" The heavenly master of the Liu family screamed while holding his hand. "Whoever dares to move will die." Haoren's voice was like the king of hell from the 9 nether hells. Sure enough, the others didn't dare to move, allowing the girl to pounce towards Yangwu. Yangwu finally breathed a sigh of relief. He wore a smile and asked, "Nan Nan, it's you? Smelly big brother, of course it's me. You actually don't recognize me, woo-woo." The girl came in front of Yangwu and cried with grievance. A few years ago, when Yangwu saw Nan Nan, she hadn't fully grown yet. Now, she was a 15 or 16-year-old girl, but her figure had completely grown. Tall figure, towering chest, slender waist, slender legs, all of them were full of temptation. A girl changes 18 times between childhood and womanhood. This saying was indeed true. Hee, of course, I can protect Big Brother. Nan Nan laughed. After not seeing her for several years, she had already reached the dragon transformation realm. Her speed of improvement was really fast. "That's right. I can protect Big Brother now," Yangwu answered obediently. Then, he looked at Haoren and bowed. "Greetings, Master." Haoren nodded at Yangwu. Then he said to the surrounding Heavenspan sovereigns, "You can leave now." The Xianyuan race's Heavenspan sovereign said unwillingly, "Why?" The Kunlun race's Heavenspan sovereign also said, "Haoren, do you really want to become enemies with all of us? This is the secret realm we discovered. I want half of the divine treasury," the Xing clan's old god said sullenly. "Ah, you bunch of idiots. Don't you know that this is our heavenly palace's heavenly dragon palace? Previously, your factions tried to snatch my heavenly palace's items. I didn't even settle this debt with you. Now that you're in the heavenly dragon palace, you still dare to be arrogant. I'm already being merciful by not killing all of you. Hurry up and scram. Don't force me to start a massacre," Haoren said, laughing wildly. "I don't care if this is the heavenly dragon palace or not," the Xing clan's old god replied. Then, he rushed in the direction of Yangwu and Nan Nan, swinging the battle sword in his hand at them. The Xing clan's old god was stronger than the Liu clan's Heavenspan sovereign. When he attacked with his full power, it was no joke. Although the Xing clan's old god sword was fast, it was not faster than Haoren's. Before the Xing clan's old god's sword could land on Yangwu and Nan Nan, a force blocked it. Haoren arrived like a shadow, ruthlessly smashing the Xing clan's old god's back. Pooh! Even with the divine armor, the Xing clan's old god could not block Haoren's palm strike. He vomited blood. Before the Xing clan's old god could stabilize himself, Haoren changed positions and instantly grabbed the Xing clan's old god's head. He said coldly, "I said before that whoever moved would die. Since you did not listen to me, then die." Bang! The Xing clan's old god did not even have the chance to beg for mercy before his head exploded. Blood and brain matter splattered all over the place. The Heavenspan sovereigns present were all given a fright. In an instant, they frantically rushed out of the hall. No one dared to challenge Haoren's patience again. This fellow really could kill. In this world, the number of people who could challenge Haoren could be counted on one's hand. This was an invincible overlord-level expert. In an instant, all the Heavenspan sovereigns disappeared without a trace. The true dragon wanted to go out, but he did not dare to. He was afraid that if he ran out, he would still be surrounded by the humans. It was safer here. Moreover, he still wanted to protect the Dragon Hall's dignity. "Master is mighty," Nan Nan called out to Haoren. She then looked at the true dragon and praised. "What a handsome long. Master, I have never had a mount. How about letting him be my mount?" Roar! The true dragon angrily roared. Before the true dragon's voice could come out, its mouth was stepped on by Haoren. Its mouth immediately closed, and it could not even make a sound. The true dragon wanted to struggle, but Hao-Run was like a nail, firmly nailing it to the ground, making it difficult for it to move. "It's good that you like it. Let him be your mount," Hao-Run said with a smile. He stretched out his hand and grabbed the true dragon's tail. He lifted the true dragon up and angrily swung him like a whip. Bang, bang. The true dragon was smashed to the point of being at a loss. He had seen many violent people, but he had never seen such a violent and unreasonable person. The true dragon wanted to cry, but could not. Yang Wu looked at this scene and sighed. Master is indeed master. Compared to him, my methods are still too gentle. If other heaven-span sovereigns saw this, they would definitely say, like disciple, like master. The scene of Yang Wu using a black pot to smash the true dragon was deeply engraved in their hearts. The pitiful true dragon was smashed half to death by Hao-Run. It did not even have the ability to resist. What happened to the dragon race, being the most powerful race? Why was it so weak in the eyes of this human? Was the bloodline inheritance a lie? After the true dragon was almost beaten to death, Hao-Run put his palm in front of its forehead and said, "Be my disciple's mount, and I will give you a good fortune." Did the true dragon have a choice? He threw the dignity of the true dragon race to the side and obediently agreed. This person was even more frightening than the dozen people from before. If he dared to hesitate, it was possible that he would be torn to pieces. "Master's awesome," Nan applauded. "It's good that you like it," Hao-Run replied with a smile. Yang Wu said, "We are all disciples. How come I don't get the same treatment?" Hao-Run glared at Yang Wu and said, "If Master did not arrive in time, you would be dead right now. Master, don't be so fierce to senior brother. You really haven't taught senior brother well these years." Nan acted like a spoiled child. Hao-Run doted on Nan the most and did not reprimand Yang Wu anymore. "Big brother, this true dragon mount Nan will give it to you as a gift. Okay?" Nan came to Yang Wu's side and hugged his arm, gently swaying it as she spoke. Yang Wu smiled and scratched her delicate nose, saying, "Little fool, this is Master's gift to you. How could I steal it from you? I was just joking just now." This true dragon mount was very precious. Any heaven-piercing expert would want to have this kind of mount, but unfortunately, they did not have the ability. This girl's feelings for him were very good. She gave it to him just like that. "No, what's mine is Big Brother's," Nan said unhappily. "Actually, Big Brother already has many mounts. He really doesn't need one." "I don't believe you." "Okay, I'll call them all over." "Okay, I want to see how mighty Big Brother's mount is." Yang Wu walked out of the main hall and loudly called out, "Waguna, all of you come over." As Yang Wu's voice fell, a black mass of birds flew over from the distance. When Hao-Run saw this scene, a trace of astonishment flashed across his face. What kind of trick is this brat playing? Caw-caw. Several tens of thousands of crows appeared, covering the sky and earth. It was an incomparably magnificent sight, especially the largest Waguna. When it spread its wings, it covered the sky and the sun. Its aura was shocking, and it was indeed very eye-catching. "Nan, these are all senior brother's mounts," Yang Wu said proudly. "Senior brother, your taste is really heavy. Strange, you won't even let a crow go." Nan covered her little mouth as she spoke. Crows were indeed unlucky birds in the eyes of humans. Martial artists usually did not avoid them. Yang Wu had been dealt a heavy blow by Nan. He waved his hand at Waguna, and after it flew down, he gently stroked its feathers and said, "This is a god-level crow. It's not any worse than your true dragon." "Caw-caw, of course I'm not any worse than a dragon," Waguna said proudly. The true dragon could not speak. Its dragon eyes were wide open, and surging dragon aura continuously gathered. It seemed like it would fight Waguna to the death as soon as it got better. "Big Brother is really powerful. You've subdued an entire crow tribe." Nan revealed an expression of worship. After pausing for a moment, she said, "Big Brother, where have you been these past few years? I thought you." Nan thought back to when she first learned about Yang Wu, and her eyes turned red. The reason Hao-Run had come to Purple Firmament Hall was because she had begged Hao-Run to take action, and she had blamed Hao-Run for this for a long time. Yang Wu gently rubbed her head and said, Big Brother is very lucky. Nothing will happen to him. Don't think too much in the future. The heavens don't dare take my life. You're boasting too much. Enough is enough. Howard could not keep listening. Master, you're not allowed to talk about Big Brother like that. Good, good. He has the life of a cockroach. He won't die. He won't die. Chapter 1432. The battle in the Heavenly Dragon Palace was over. Many heaven-reaching sovereigns and sages left dejectedly. This was the Heavenly Palace's Heavenly Dragon Palace. As a remnant of the Heavenly Palace, Hao Run was an unrivaled overlord. Aside from a few people who could challenge him, only the undying old fart of the Xianyuan race or the reclusive old man of the Kunlun realm could make him treat them differently. Without these people, no matter how many people they sent, they would not be enough to kill. After these people all left, Jiang Ping, Lu Ji, Yang Ba, Su Chu, and the others arrived at the Heavenly Dragon Palace. When Jiang Ping saw Hao Run, he quickly ran over and knelt down. Disciple Jiang Ping greets Supreme Protector. Hao Run considered himself the Heavenly Palace's protector, so it was not strange for him to address Jiang Ping this way. Jiang Ping could be considered a Heavenly Palace disciple, but he was not from Hao Ren's faction. He belonged to the Three Purities Palace's faction. All right, you may rise, Hao Ren replied softly. In Hao Ren's opinion, Jiang Ping was an anomaly. After obtaining the Three Purities Palace's inheritance, his strength had indeed increased rapidly. However, his reputation was too bad, ruining the Heavenly Palace's reputation. However, Hao Ren could not deny Jiang Ping's talent. He was indeed the most suitable successor for the Three Purities Palace. Supreme Protector, you are wise and mighty. The moment you made your move, you beat those fellows into a sorry state. When will you teach me a few moves? I want to strengthen the Heavenly Palace's reputation, Jiang Ping said, flattering Hao Run. You should avoid provoking women. That would be the greatest contribution to my Heavenly Palace, Hao Run replied coldly. Jiang Ping blushed slightly, but he continued, I am fighting for the Heavenly Palace's glory. When my descendants fill the world and take over the various large factions, the Heavenly Palace's domination will be just around the corner. Nan Nan could not help cursing. You shameless person. You're truly disgusting. Jiang Ping looked at Nan Nan, and a bright light flashed in his eyes. He said, Junior sister, you are really becoming more and more beautiful. Let senior brother check for you. Before Jiang Ping could finish speaking, Hao Ren raised his leg and kicked him out of the Heavenly Dragon Palace. Teasing Nan Nan in front of Hao Ren was simply a path to death. If it weren't for the fact that he was a disciple of the Heavenly Palace, Jiang Ping would have died without a doubt. All right, you all can walk around here. After that, I will move the Heavenly Dragon Palace back to the Heavenly Palace, Hao Ren said to everyone present. After a pause, he called out to Yang Wu, You stay behind. Nan Nan, Lu Ji, Yang Ba, and Su Chu all left the hall, leaving only Hao Run and Yang Wu. Master, this is the divine decree left behind in the main hall. Please take a look. Yang Wu took the initiative to hand over the divine decree. Hao Ren took the divine decree, stared at it for a moment, then directly crushed it and said with dissatisfaction, Running trash. Yang Wu was stunned and didn't know how to respond. He thought that his master would take a good look at the words left behind by the divine decree. Who would have thought that his master would not even bother to read them? Speak. Where have you been these past few years? Hao Ren calmly asked. Yang Wu snapped out of his daze and gave a simple account of his encounter. Hao Ren listened very carefully and asked some key questions from time to time. Yang Wu gave another explanation. After Yang Wu finished speaking, Hao Ren pondered for a while before saying, different battlefields that lead to the divine world. This divine firmament battlefield is indeed related to the Purple Firmament Palace. I'm afraid that it has a lot to do with the Void lineage. This water is really deep. I think that place is too strange, but it is indeed a place to temper oneself, Yang Wu replied. There are some things that you and I cannot understand. You being able to see these things in advance is also beneficial for you, Hao Ren replied. After a pause, he continued, Master is preparing to leave the transcendent world. You will be taking care of Nanan. She has already grown up and did not disappoint my teachings. In the future, the heavy responsibility of rebuilding the heavenly palace will be on her shoulders. You will be her Tao protector. Do you have any objections?" Although he was asking for Yang Wu's opinion, his tone was actually commanding, not allowing Yang Wu to refuse. "Master, why are you suddenly going to the divine world?" Yang Wu did not answer Hao Ren's question. Instead, he asked a question of his own. "The Tao of the human world has long been broken. If I did not leave, I would never be able to take that step in my lifetime, let alone take revenge for the heavenly palace. Now that you have grown up and Ding Tian is here, Master is relieved," Hao Ren replied. "Is it the divine chain law?" Yang Wu asked again. "You know about this?" Hao Ren was surprised. "I saw the divine palace in the divine firmament battlefield. No wonder. If you want to enter the Nine Sun realm, you must cultivate the divine palace. You need top-grade divine materials. Otherwise, the divine palace will be unstable and it will be difficult to become stronger. These divine materials are not difficult to find. The difficult part is imprinting the divine chain law. All these years, Master has been hoping to gather the divine chain law in the human world. Unfortunately, I always felt that I was lacking some crucial comprehension. I must leave the transcendent world and enter the divine world to break through to the Nine Sun realm. Master, how are you going to enter the divine world? The divine world is on a higher level than Earthstar. There are void teleportation arrays between each realm. Our heavenly palace used to have void teleportation arrays as well. Unfortunately, they were all destroyed. Now we can only go through some special battlefields." When Yang Wu heard his master say go through some special battlefields, he instantly prostrated himself in admiration. As expected of his master, he was simply too domineering. Those battlefields were filled with countless dangers. Even if an overlord-class expert wanted to force his way through, it was full of uncertainty. However, his master did not show the slightest bit of fear. It was enough to show how confident he was. "Master, don't worry and go to the divine world. I will take good care of Nanan." Yes, Master is somewhat irresponsible. However, as long as the heavenly palace's enemy is not clear, I will not be at ease. I am afraid that when they hear the news of the heavenly palace being rebuilt, the heavenly palace will be destroyed again. I must go to the divine world and find that coward heavenly dragon palace master. I must ask him why he fled back then. It was rare for Yang Wu to hear how Ren nag at him from the bottom of his heart. He felt that this was a normal master. After Hao Ren finished speaking, he taught Yang Wu 3 punches. These were created by him and condensed his heart's blood. It could be considered his last bit of guidance as his master. Astral Battle Fist, Star Radiance, Star Rotation, Starfall. If he wanted to display the strongest power of these 3 punches, he must comprehend the Astral Battle Fist path. In addition, Hao Ren also passed on his life's cultivation experience to Yang Wu. This was his most precious inheritance. He did not force Yang Wu to follow his path. However, he could give Yang Wu a reference so that Yang Wu would take fewer detours. After Yang Wu finished accepting all these inheritances, he knelt down and kowtowed. "Many thanks, Master." Apart from the last time, when his master witnessed him and you bowing to heaven and earth, this was the only time that moved him even more. His master had saved him several times at crucial moments. However, there was always a barrier between him and his master that could not be broken through. Now that the master and disciple were calmly talking, this barrier was broken. "Actually, Master should have gone with you to bring back that child to you," Hao Ren said with a trace of guilt. Yang Wu wiped away a trace of emotion. "Master, this matter cannot be blamed on you. It was I who underestimated the purple firmament hall. They will pay the price. Wait until we reach the God realm. I will help you keep an eye on that child, Yu. Her talent is astonishing and is not inferior to Nanan. When we reach the God realm, she will definitely receive more resources to nurture. It shouldn't be difficult to find her. Yu has reached the God realm," Yang Wu said dejectedly. "The purple firmament hall does not have the guts to lie to me." Hao Ren replied affirmatively. Then, he patted Yang Wu's shoulder and said, You can put aside the matter of love for now. Participate in the martial arts assembly and strive to shine in the Thousand Saints assembly. That is also an important way to reach the God realm. Moreover, there will not be any danger. The Thousand Saints assembly can lead to the God realm. Yang Wu's eyes lit up. In the Thousand Saints assembly gathers all the saints of various races. It is also the place where the God realm looks for seedlings. Master has participated in it once before. At that time, I had the opportunity to go to the God realm, but Master rejected it. So that's how it is. I understand. I will definitely participate in the Thousand Saints assembly. Your current strength is enough, but you cannot be complacent. The saints of the 81 worlds of the human world, as well as the demons, foreign races, ghost races, and other saints will all participate. The battle will be unprecedentedly strong. There will be no lack of creatures that can kill heavenly beings. You must treat it seriously and cautiously. Master, don't worry. I will definitely let the name of the heavenly palace shake all the races. After Hao Run and Yang Wu finished their conversation, they did not immediately leave this place. Hao Run took out a dragon saliva vein and directly placed it in the heavenly dragon palace. Then, he used a powerful force to inject a large amount of dragon baleful energy into the dragon pool in the rear hall of the heavenly dragon palace. He even transplanted some herbs that were stained with dragon baleful energy. He made a simple arrangement in the heavenly dragon palace and even sealed the 300,000 zhang long dragon skeleton. When the true dragon saw everything that Hao Ren did, he was rather moved. He was willing to protect this palace and his mother forever. He was called Ao Gudu, a name he had given himself. Ever since he was born, he had stayed alone in the Dragon Gate Grotto. Staying in the heavenly dragon palace was truly lonely. After Hao Run finished doing all this, he took Yang Wu's heavenly dragon token and drove the heavenly dragon palace towards the Sky Domain mountain range in the Hidden Heaven realm. On the way back to the heavenly palace, Hao Run gathered everyone present and began to impart the Tao to them. Jiang Ping, Lu Ji, Yang Ba, Su Chu, and the others were very excited. To be able to listen to the teachings of an unrivaled expert was very important to them. It was also an incomparably glorious thing. Indeed, this short imparting of the Tao gave them very important enlightenment. It would be very crucial for them to cultivate to the Jade Moon realm in the future. Hao Ren had experienced a lot and was also a legendary figure of his generation. He was incomparably rich in cultivation knowledge. He did not hold anything back when he told them. If they did not gain anything, they could only blame themselves for being too stupid. Yang Wu and Nan Nan were also listening. The two of them had received the most of Hao Ren's inheritance. However, they also knew that after Hao Ren imparted the Tao, they would be separated from him. Their hearts were filled with reluctance as they listened attentively to his teachings. On this day, the heavenly dragon palace returned. Chapter 1433. On this day, the news of Yang Wu's return spread throughout the transcendent world. What did you say? Divine Apothecary Yang Wu appeared in Dragon Gate Grotto? That's impossible. He disappeared for 4 or 5 years. Why would he suddenly appear? Isn't the divine firmament forbidden ground of forbidden ground? Why would Yang Wu appear in Dragon Gate Grotto? Could there be a connection between the two? The Yang family has risen again. After Yang Wu returns, the Yang family's reputation will definitely soar. I heard that elder son of the Xing family was killed by Hao Ren. The Xing family is in danger this time. News of Yang Wu spread throughout the transcendent world. Back then, when Yang Wu disappeared from the Purple Firmament Palace, everyone thought that Yang Wu would definitely die. They all felt pity for him. Now, Yang Wu had returned with a powerful strength that was comparable to the divine firmament, stunning the world once again. Yang Wu followed Hao Run back to the Heaven Domain mountain range and entered the ruins of the Heaven Palace. He took out the demonic god cannon and wanted to give it to his master, but his master refused. Such a foreign object was really nothing to him. On the contrary, Hao Run gave Yang Wu the manual to refine the demonic god cannon. In addition, there were some secret refining techniques that were extremely precious to blacksmiths. These were the secrets of the refining hall. Find a suitable successor and leave the inheritance of the refining hall, said Hao-Ren. Yes, master. I have a disciple who is most interested in refining. Perhaps I can pass it to him, replied Yang-Wu. I'll leave that to you, Hao-Ren replied. I have also found the beast taming hall. I will move it back. Do as you see fit. Actually, I still have something to tell you. I'm a disciple of the Medicine God Hall. I have obtained the successor of the Medicine God Hall in the transcendent world. You could talk to Ding Tian about this. He is not in a good condition now. You can give him a hand. Yes, master. Hao-Ren explained a few things to Nan Nan, then prepared to leave for the divine realm. Nan Nan said with tears streaming down his face, Zhuan, can you not go? Over the years, she had been running around with Hao-Ren, and Hao-Ren had done his best to train her. She was deliberately causing trouble, sometimes not cultivating seriously, sometimes deliberately angering him. He was not too harsh on her, and still patiently guided her cultivation. Even if she needed the stars in the sky, he would find a way to pluck them for her. Every little thing had already been imprinted in her heart. Now that he was leaving just like that, she really felt terrible. Hao-Ren gently rubbed Nanan's head and said with a smile, Silly girl, haven't you always hated Zhuan? Now that your brother is back and he is taking care of you, Master can rest assured. If he dares to mistreat you, Master will definitely teach him a lesson when he returns. Hao-Ren arrived in front of the heavenly steel and gently stroked it, murmuring, in front of the heavenly palace's ancestors, Hao-Ren was incompetent, unable to complete the unfulfilled wish of reviving the heavenly palace. When I return, the heavenly palace will be rebuilt. The heavenly steel seemed to have sensed something, and a power soared into the sky, directly breaking through all the restrictions and landing outside the ninth heaven. Hao-Ren, Yang-Wu, and the others all sensed something and looked towards the ninth heaven. Hao-Ren's face revealed a dignified expression. He shouted at Yang-Wu's group, All of you, quickly leave this place. After saying that, a power swept over Yang-Wu's group, sending them far away. Hao-Ren even soared into the sky, and a fist full of light shot out. Endless starlight flickered endlessly. This sudden change caused Yang-Wu and the others to reveal puzzled expressions. Rumble, rumble. A terrifying power exploded, and the entire heavenly palace ruins shook. The outside world was also greatly disturbed. A voice faintly resounded. The remnants of the heavenly palace still want to revive the heavenly palace. Today, all of you will be annihilated. Who would have thought that the heavenly steel of the heavenly palace still had the will of their former enemy? Moreover, it sensed Hao-Ren's oath and attracted a powerful force to attack. Hao-Ren rushed out of the heavenly palace ruins and landed on the peak of the Heaven Domain mountain range. His long hair fluttered as he faced the sky and roared. Who are you? Why do you want to destroy my heavenly palace? Above the ninth heaven, the clouds surged and quickly condensed into a human figure. The other party wore battle armor and held a battle weapon in his hand, looking incomparably powerful. His eyes burst with multicolored light as he shouted, The heavenly palace violated the heavenly law, so naturally it will be punished. You remnants of the heavenly palace still have delusions of reviving the heavenly palace, die. This human figure wielded a battle weapon and charged towards Hao-Ren. This person's strength was extremely shocking. His attacks brought about waves of strange phenomena, alarming all the creatures in the Heaven Domain mountain range. I don't care where you are from. Those who destroy my heavenly palace will die. Hao-Ren responded in a domineering manner. Like a star, he soared into the sky and fought fiercely with that human figure. Your heavenly palace was destroyed by me. What kind of storm can a remnant like you stir up? That person sneered in response. The two of them clashed together. It was as if stars were continuously colliding. The space above the sky cracked again and again. Countless clouds turned into nothingness, and all kinds of strange phenomena appeared. The creatures in the Heaven Domain mountain range were all trembling in fear. The heaven-reaching experts in the hidden sky realm all sensed the terrifying fluctuations. They all jumped into the ninth heaven to see what was going on. Yang-Wu also flew out. He also wanted to see who was going against the heavenly palace. Nan Nan followed Yang Wu to the ninth heaven. Jiang Ping, Lu Ji, Yang Ba, Su Chu, and the others were not idle. They were far away, but they could still feel the earth-shaking fluctuations of the battle in the distance. They could not see the movements of the two clearly. They could only feel the terrifying pressure, which made it hard for them to breathe. I can't take it. This level of battle is not suitable for watching. Lu Ji's realm was the weakest, so he had no choice but to retreat. Yang Ba and Su Chu could only hold on for a while before hurriedly retreating. Jiang Ping's willpower was not ordinary. He could still hold on for a while, but in the end, he spat out blood and retreated. Nan Nan was still able to hold on under Yang Wu's protection. "Brother, what kind of creature is that? Why did it attack Master?" Nan Nan asked. "I can't see clearly either. It should be our enemy." Yang Wu revealed a serious expression. "When I grow up, I will definitely find all of them and tear them to pieces." Nan Nan swore. Let's see how Master deals with it first." Yang Wu softly replied. His face was full of worry. The strength of the one who came was too great, and he could even use the power of the divine chains. That was a creature on the level of a true deity. Even if it was only a will projection, it could still fight evenly against his master. No, it should be said that the other party had even suppressed his master. His master's battle strength had indeed reached the peak of the Jade Moon realm. The aura emitted from his body was incomparably abundant, as if there was a full moon lingering around his body. Every move he made contained the might of the great Tao, and one could faintly see the power of the divine chains. Unfortunately, it was not complete, so it could not display the strongest power of the divine chains. Hao Ren had already stepped into the half-step Nine-Yang God realm. Unfortunately, because of the transcendental realm, he was unable to successfully take that step, which limited his growth. Disciple, watch carefully. Master will show you what the astral battle fist is. Hao Ren seemed to know that Yang Wu was watching the battle. He loudly shouted and attacked with all his strength. Starlight. With a punch, there seemed to be starlight shining in this world. No one could stop it. The opponent swung his halberd, and like a crack in space, it shattered the punch. Star rotation. Hao Ren confidently swung his fist. His fist was like a star rapidly rotating, breaking through layers of space and shattering everything. Its power was extremely domineering. The opponent stabbed his halberd again, and like the roar of an evil dragon, it was filled with endless, baleful energy. It forcibly blocked the attack, but the halberd light was shattered inch by the punch. Starfall. In an instant, 81 stars revolved around Hao Ren. When he swung his fist, it surrounded his opponent, and in an instant it exploded. The power of 81 stars being destroyed at the same time was comparable to the power of the end of the world. The surrounding heaven and earth were blasted into the void. Within a radius of 10,000 miles, all creatures were affected and were sent flying. Even Yang Wu and Nan Nan were affected. This energy was too terrifying. The imprint of these 3 punches was imprinted in Yang Wu's mind, and it was difficult to erase for a long time. Is this Master's strongest power? Yang Wu was incomparably shocked. This kind of powerful fighting strength was simply heaven-defying. Hao Ren's invincible state was deeply imprinted in his mind. He felt that his master's opponent would definitely not be able to withstand such a powerful attack. However, the battle did not stop because of this. The opponent's voice laughed again. "Haha, very powerful, but in the end, you still haven't stepped out of the Nine Suns realm. What use is your strongest power to me? Die for me." Suddenly, a halberd rain appeared in the 9 heavens. Countless halberd lights crazily condensed, forming a spherical energy field that strangled Hao Ren. This power was too strong, too terrifying. It was not weaker than the power that Hao Ren had just erupted with. In fact, it was even stronger. Yang Wu impatiently opened his soul eye. Seeing his master on the battlefield, he was instantly worried. His master was injured. "Master, you have to hold on. You have to hold on." Yang Wu prayed in his heart. Unfortunately, the opponent was too strong. He saw that one of his master's arms was broken. and his chest was fiercely pierced. Spots of blood continuously flowed out, causing one's heart to ache. "Master!" Yang Wu shouted. He wanted to rush over, but the battle aura was too strong. He did not have such ability. In the distance, some transcending heaven powerhouses used some methods to vaguely capture some fragments of the battlefield. They also saw the scene of Hao Run being heavily injured. Hao Run is finished. Who is it? Their fighting strength is even stronger than Hao Ren's. The Nine Suns realm is definitely a true god-level powerhouse. But where did such a character come from in our transcendent world? It must be an enemy of the heavenly palace. This level of battle is too terrifying. Chapter 1434. The commotion caused by the Battle of the Nine Suns realm was too great. All the heaven-reaching experts in the Hidden Sky realm felt the commotion. Tianli Temple, Evil Buddha Temple, Moon Worship Demonic Sect, and many other forces quickly rushed over to watch. Heaven and earth were constantly collapsing. The space above the nine heavens was smashed into the void. Wave after wave of power turned into all kinds of visions, stunning everyone. Hao Ren continuously suffered heavy injuries, but his healing method was incomparably heaven-defying. In a breath, he recovered and displayed an even stronger will to fight against his opponent. "My heavenly palace's enmity will start with killing you." Hao Ren roared. His body reached a height of 10,000 feet and suppressed his opponent. His opponent's body was smashed, but more power came from the distant space. With the injection of power, his opponent also reached a height of 10,000 feet. His fighting strength rose again. "Don't struggle anymore. You're not my opponent. I left my consciousness here today to completely destroy your heavenly palace's last hope." "Bullshit. With me, Hao Ren, here, even if you're a true god of the divine world, I'll still kill you today. Sharp tongue. Die for me. The one who will die will be you." The two of them collided again and again. Countless sparks sputtered out, and the space cracked like a spider web. This world seemed to be about to collapse. All the creatures below the heavenly domain were completely scared out of their wits. Cracks appeared inexplicably at the bottom of Heaven Hidden Realm. Mountains suddenly collapsed one after another. Rivers were roaring. Many creatures suffered a terrifying calamity, especially the weak ones. They died innocently. This was a terrifying battle between true gods. The impact was too great. Hao Ren hadn't become a true god yet, but he had the fighting strength of a true god. It was absolutely heaven-defying. This battle caused the sky to turn dark. It directly went beyond the nine heavens into the void of the vault of heaven. "Nan, you stay here. I'll go out and take a look." Yang Wu didn't hesitate to go out. "Brother, I also want to see. I must see Master kill him," Nan said with a firm expression. "The void is incomparably dangerous. I may not be able to protect you." Yang Wu replied. "I can protect myself," Nan responded, and a beautiful set of armor appeared on her body. It wrapped around her tall and slender body, giving her a sense of heroism. Yang Wu took a look at this godly armor. This was definitely a high-level or even a top-notch godly armor. It was a complete set, so he didn't have time to look at it. He rushed out with Nan. It wouldn't be easy for others to get out of the void barrier, but it wasn't a problem for Yang Wu. His void shuttle could do it. Outside of the void, their master was in a life-and-death battle with the other party. His master suffered heavy injuries continuously, and his body was almost crippled. However, he still burst forth with a boundless will and destroyed his opponent again and again. Yang Wu could barely see the battle clearly with the help of his soul eye, but Nan couldn't see anything at all. He could only ask blindly and anxiously, "Big brother, how is Master?" "Master is very strong, truly very strong, worthy of being our master," Yang Wu said with a look of worship on his face. "I knew that Master would definitely be able to defeat him," Nan said happily. As she said this, the halberd pierced Hao Ren's abdomen, and Hao Ren punched his opponent's face. His opponent kicked Hao Ren's waist, and Hao Ren endured the pain and elbowed his opponent's neck. Bang bang. This was a battle of life for life. Hao Ren was constantly injured, and his aura continued to drop. His opponent was destroyed again and again, but he would quickly regenerate. He was completely unkillable. It wasn't worth it for Hao Run to fight like this. Yang Wu shouted in his heart, "Master, don't fight with him anymore. Don't fight with him anymore." At this time, he remembered that he had a pot shield. He threw the pot shield in his master's direction and shouted, "Master, catch the pot shield." Unfortunately, the pot shield couldn't enter the battlefield of the two and was directly bounced back. This was the first time the pot shield was bounced back. Also at this moment, a few more bloody holes appeared on Hao Ren's body. His body fell from 1,000 zhong to 100 zhong. That figure laughed wildly and said, "Ha, you're not bad. You have a fighting strength comparable to the master of the Heavenly Palace. Unfortunately, your equipment is too weak. You don't even have a decent true god weapon. How can you win against me?" After saying this, his war spear pierced towards Hao Ren's throat. Hao Ren seemed to have no strength to block it. Yang Wu couldn't help but roar, "Master, quickly dodge." He shot out his soul-extinguishing light, hoping to help his master. However, his soul-extinguishing light couldn't block it. Another power descended and wiped out his soul-extinguishing light. It even entered his divine court through his soul-extinguishing light and heavily injured his soul. "Ah!" Yang Wu let out a blood-curdling scream. Nan Nan, who was behind him, jumped in fright. "A trifling brat wants to interfere in our battle? You don't know the difference between life and death," that battle figure said, and a power almost exploded in Yang Wu's mind. "Don't even think about harming my disciple." Hao Ren narrowly dodged that battle figure's attack and attacked again. This world seemed to be in a flourishing state of the Heavenly Palace. Countless martyrs' wills of the Heavenly Palace gathered on his body. A terrifying great Tao powerfully crushed that battle figure. Heavenly Palace's divine chain. This was the strongest move condensed by Hao Ren's Heavenly Palace's will. It was also his most perfect divine technique. The entire Heavenly Palace covered that battle figure and suppressed it. Even a guiding power was seriously disturbed. Powerful, too powerful. I didn't think that there would be someone like you in the human realm. If you were in other realms of the human realm, you might have really reached the Nine Suns realm. Unfortunately, you are in this realm with the most serious destruction. Disappear with me. That shattered battle figure was blasted to pieces, but the power of will still affected this world. He coldly said and formed a black hole. It enveloped Hao Ren and completely swallowed him. Yang Wu just recovered a bit of clarity and saw this scene. He madly rushed over and roared, "Master! Master! Master!" He had just reunited with his master and left all the inheritance to him. In the blink of an eye, he was about to disappear in front of his eyes. "Wu-er, take good care of Nan." Hao Ren left behind a final sentence, and that black hole completely disappeared. Yang Wu used the void travel technique to arrive at the place where his master disappeared, but it was useless. He once again used the void travel technique to track his master's whereabouts. Unfortunately, it was futile. "Master!" Yang Wu unwillingly faced the sky and madly shouted. That kind of heart-wrenching feeling almost made him faint. He didn't spend much time with his master, but his master had indeed saved him several times and taught him many things. They had just walked out of the estrangement, and the two of them were separated by life and death. He couldn't accept this fact. The reaching heaven characters in the distance also saw this scene, and all of them revealed looks of regret. An invincible character fell just like that. It's really lamentable. I thought Hao Ren could rebuild the Heavenly Palace. I didn't expect him to fall just like that. I wonder if Taoist number 2 will feel sad after hearing this news. Truly an ambitious and ruthless character. Most of the reaching heaven characters felt sad. Hao Ren was an invincible powerhouse of their human race. Having such a powerhouse was the fortune of a human race. However, such a character had fallen just like that. It was really hard for them to accept. Haha, it's good that the remnant of the Heavenly Palace died. It's good that he died. Another reaching heaven clapped his hands and cheered. This person's words instantly ignited Yang Wu's anger. Yang Wu looked towards that person. Even though they were separated by a great distance, that person could still feel a strong, killing intent from Yongwu. What? Are you trying to provoke this old man? That reaching heaven stared at Yongwu and replied. This was a reaching heaven character from the moon worship demonic sect. He had the strength of a third-grade jade moon. You deserve to die for insulting my master, Yongwu bellowed. He shuttled through the void and lunged towards the sky-reaching realm expert. You have guts to provoke this old man. Wait for me to eliminate you, the last remnant of the heavenly palace. Baiwei, reaching heaven, roared. His body flashed with a green light, forming a green energy field. He had entered battle mode. When Yongwu came out of the void, the green energy field turned into a green rainbow sword light and slashed at Yongwu. Green rainbow heaven slash. This reaching heaven didn't show any mercy. The rainbow sword light was like a blade, and its power was very strong. Yongwu was at the peak of his anger. He held the pot shield in his hand and blocked the power of the green rainbow. His other fist punched out like a star. Starlight. A ray of light flashed. Strands of immortal power were activated by him, causing the power of his fist to be shocking. Bang! The power of the green rainbow was shattered, but the fist was still moving forward, forcing Baiwei, reaching heaven, to block with all his strength. Baiwei, reaching heaven, was pushed back 100 feet by this punch. His face was filled with shock. He didn't expect Yongwu's strength to be so terrifying. Before he could react, Yongwu's second punch came. Master, just you watch. I will bring the astral battle fist to its fullest. Yongwu shouted. Star rotation. The star spun rapidly. The powerful spiral force broke through layers of barriers and landed in front of Baiwei, reaching heaven again. Baiwei, reaching heaven, slapped out with both palms, wanting to shatter this punch. Get out my way. Baiwei, reaching heaven's divine power surged. The power of his palms was shocking. However, his palms couldn't destroy this punch. The spinning power of this punch penetrated his chest. His body flew backward, and blood spurted out. No one can save you for insulting my master. Yongwu was like the god of death. He poured the Tao of life and death into his third punch. Starfall. The power of more than 10 stars appeared. They crushed down on Baiwei, reaching heaven like meteors. No, don't even think about killing me. Baiwei, reaching heaven, screamed. He used all his strength to block this attack. Large patches of green rainbow appeared, blocking the power of the stars. Unfortunately, in the end, he still died. Chapter 1435. Disaster comes from careless talk. These words were not without reason. Bai Watan Tian had just seen how Run die and immediately clapped his hands in joy, completely infuriating Yongwu. He thought that Yongwu did not have the ability to deal with him, but in the end, it was a complete tragedy for him. Yongwu's fighting strength was beyond his imagination. After Bai Watan Tian was killed, the other heavenly sovereigns were silent. They deeply looked at Yongwu, then quickly returned to the transcendent realm. They were in the void, which was very dangerous. If they did not leave quickly, they could lose their way at any time, or even be killed by the power of the void. They did not dare to stay for too long. Moreover, the news of Hao Ren's death had to be sent back. After these heavenly sovereigns left, Yongwu returned to Nanan's side. She was already crying. She threw herself into Yongwu's arms and cried even harder. Yongwu deeply looked in the direction his master left, then gently patted her shoulder and said, "Don't cry. Master is so powerful, he might not necessarily die. Maybe in the future, he will come back like me." Really? Nanan raised her pitiful face and asked. Yongwu forced a smile and said, "Of course, at most, the black hole will only move Master to another place. It won't necessarily take his life. It's not like I haven't experienced this before. He will definitely be fine. Believe me. And in, Master will definitely be fine. He will definitely be fine." Nanan said expectantly. Yongwu was also not confident. That black hole was filled with destructive power. It was completely different from him being transported by a divine array. "People of the God Realm, I will remember you. When I reach the God Realm, I will definitely make you pay the price." Yongwu swore in his heart. That battle shadow had a special imprint on it. Yang Wu had already clearly seen it with his soul eye and remembered it in his heart. In the future, he might be able to use that imprint to find his master's murderer, which was the enemy of the heavenly palace. Yang Wu would remember this grudge. Yang Wu brought Nanan back to the transcendent realm. The two of them were not in a very good mood. Jiang Ping rushed over and asked, "How is it?" Yang Wu didn't answer Jiang Ping's question. Instead, he said to Lu Ji, Yang Ba, and Su Chu, "Let's return to the Yang clan." "Yes, my lord." The three of them didn't ask much and answered in unison. Yang Wu called the crow over, then summoned the thunder tribulation cloud as he shouted, "Grow bigger." The thunder tribulation cloud expanded, forming a huge cloud. "All of you, come up and follow me." Yang Wu led Nanan up the thunder tribulation cloud and shouted. Jiang Ping was the first to rush up. Lu Ji, Yang Ba, Su Chu, Wugana, True Dragon, and all the other creatures gathered on the thunderclap cloud. "Go!" Yang Wu stepped on the top of the cloud and urged the thunder tribulation cloud with grief, bringing them back to the war race realm. Everyone present could feel Yang Wu's mood and didn't dare to ask. Even Jiang Ping held back his question. Hao Ren didn't return. Everyone knew something must have happened. Hao Ren is dead. He's really dead. The enemy of the heavenly palace has reappeared and killed Hao Ren. The enemy of the heavenly palace is too terrifying. I suspect it's a god from the god realm. Hao Ren displayed the battle prowess of the Nine-Yang god realm, but he was still killed. What a pity. The heavenly palace should have disappeared in the long river of history. Hao Ren's appearance was just a flash in the pan. In the end, he still walked the path of destruction. Apart from Xiang Dingtian, who else can make a name for themselves? Yang Wu killed a grand enforcer of the moon worship demonic sect. The news of Hao Ren's death spread like wildfire throughout the transcendent realm. The name of the heavenly palace once again shook the transcendent realm. When Xiang Dingtian heard the news, he cried out in grief and indignation, "My uncle is so powerful. How could he have died? I don't believe it." He rushed to the sky realm at top speed and entered the ninth heaven to search for the aura of that battle. Then, he rushed into the void to find out whether his uncle was dead or alive. After a while, he confirmed that Hao Ren's aura had indeed disappeared from this world. Xiang Dingtian returned to the ruins of the heavenly palace and then headed in the direction of the Yang family. After Xiang Dingtian left, several powerful auras appeared in the ruins of the heavenly palace. They didn't enter the inner hall. They just stayed outside for a while and then quietly left. The heavenly palace is dead. We don't need to come out. Why should we be cowards? Can't we fight like Enforcer? How run to the end? That's just a dead end. It's better to let our descendants live. I'm going to find Xiang Dingtian and Yang Wu. They're the hope of the heavenly palace. Why? We're just some mountain barbarians now. The Yang family in the world of battles. This place was much livelier than before. There were more merchants coming and going. Ever since Yang Wu became a divine apothecary, the Apothecary Union's branch had been established here. This attracted a large number of apothecaries, martial artists, and businessmen. Yang Jiaowu's prosperity was boosted. After Yang Taihe and Yu Chang and became gods, the Yang family became more and more prosperous. Their popularity continued to rise. No force dared to look down on the Yang family anymore. The Yang family had several powerful figures in charge. They were qualified to become a giant force. Now, the news of Yang Wu's return had already spread to the Yang family. The whole Yang family was in an uproar. Yang Wu had only been the patriarch for a short time. Then, he disappeared. However, the Yang family didn't elect a new patriarch. The position of patriarch was empty. The elders would discuss and decide the big and small matters of the family. Yang Wu was in charge of the overall situation. Yang Taihe was a powerful figure. With him in charge, no one dared to have any objections. Yang Taihe's true body wasn't in charge of the family. He only left a clone's willpower. It was enough for him to decide the big and small matters of the family. Gong Xilan also took the opportunity to go into seclusion while the Yang family was stable. Some said that she was depressed because of Yang Wu's disappearance. She went into seclusion and no longer cared about worldly matters. She wouldn't appear again unless there was a matter of life and death in the Yang family. On this day, Gong Salon, Yang Taihe, and Yu Chong appeared in the family at the same time. The other elders of the sage realm gathered together. The Black Tortoise Army and the Sky Dragon Army stood in formation. They opened the family gate and waited for the return of their patriarch, Yang Wu. Among them, the happiest ones were Yang Wu's mother, Su Romei, and Wan Lanxin. The news of Yang Wu's disappearance shocked them. These few years, they had been suffering. Now everything was fine. Yang Wu had returned. A piece of auspicious cloud quickly moved over from the horizon. The thunder tribulation cloud was covered with a layer of lightning and fire. There was a red color in the black cloud. It was an eye-catching, auspicious cloud. The thunder tribulation cloud arrived in the sky above the Yang family. Several figures descended. There was also a true dragon faintly appearing in the clouds. It was incomparably mighty. It instantly stunned the people of the Yang family. Auspicious clouds represented auspicious omens. The true dragon also represented prosperity. It was a phenomenon that people loved to see. Patriarch Yang Wu has returned. Patriarch Yang Wu is indeed the leader of the Yang family's revival. He brought back auspicious clouds and a true dragon. The Yang family has nothing to worry about. Could that true dragon be fake? Are there still true dragons in this world? Didn't you hear about the Dragon Gate Grotto? A true dragon appeared there. All the major forces wanted to fight for it. In the end, it was subdued by Yang Wu. Divine alchemist Yang Wu has returned. The heavens are protecting our Yang family. Welcome back, Patriarch Yang Wu. The citizens all knelt down and cheered in unison. If not for Yang Wu, the Yang family would have been flattened by the Xing family. It was Yang Wu who saved the Yang family. It was also because of him that the Yang family flourished again. They were grateful to Yang Wu from the bottom of their hearts. Everyone in the Yang family knelt down and said respectfully, "Welcome back, Patriarch. Welcome back, Patriarch. Welcome back, Patriarch." Their voices broke through the clouds. They were majestic and showed their respect for Yang Wu. It was Yang Wu who brought them glory. It was Yang Wu who brought them peace. It was Yang Wu who gave them strength. It was Yang Wu who made them more confident. Without Yang Wu, the Yang family wouldn't exist. Such a patriarch was worthy of their sincere worship. As expected of my senior brother. Jiang Ping sighed. Big brother is so impressive. Nanan was also touched. For a person to be loved and respected by so many people, it was enough to show how important his position in their hearts was. Before Yang Wu landed on the ground, a mighty turtle demon rushed out and landed directly at his feet. The turtle demon carried him and slowly descended. "Little Silver, I didn't expect you to be so good at doing things," Yang Wu said to the silver-patterned demon turtle with satisfaction. The silver-patterned demon turtle's aura was very strong. It wasn't something an ordinary demon turtle could compare to. In the past few years, he didn't dare to be careless at all. He desperately increased his strength and reached the middle demon's saint realm. Little Hay taught him the secret technique of the turtle clan, which helped him increase the power of his bloodline. The resources Yang Wu gave him also helped him improve. If he didn't improve at all, he would have let down Yang Wu's nurturing. "Master, it's great that you're back," the silver-patterned demon turtle excitedly replied. In the past few years, he followed the old turtle of the Yang family to cultivate. He already considered himself a part of the Yang family. Yang Wu landed from the silver-patterned demon turtle. He bowed to Gong Salon, Yang Taihe, and Yu Chong, and who came out to greet him. "Great-grandmother, little ancestor, protector you, I've made you guys worry. It's good that you're back." Gong Salon, Yang Taihe, and Yu Chong and walked up together. "It's good that you're safe." Yang Taihe patted Yang Wu's shoulder and said excitedly. Yu Chong and also said seriously, "Welcome back, clan leader." Yu Chong and wasn't good at socializing. He also didn't like this kind of formal scene. If it was someone else, he definitely wouldn't come out to greet them. However, this person was Yang Wu. He gave Yang Wu face. After all, half of the credit for him being able to break through to the Jade Moon realm belonged to Yang Wu. At this time, it was Su Romei and Wan Lanxin's turn to walk up. When Yang Wu saw Su Romei, he immediately knelt down and said, Mother, this unfilial son made you worry. Su Rome hugged Yang Wu and cried, War, I've already lost one error. Don't make mother worry anymore. Chapter 1436. With Yang Wu's return, all the opposing forces remained silent. No one put out a bounty for Yang Wu, and no one said that they wanted to kill him. Even though Hao Run was dead, none of the forces dared to act like they wanted to kill Yang Wu. On the contrary, they were all worried about Yang Wu's revenge. Yang Wu could already kill Tong Tian. News of his battle at Dragon Gate Grotto had spread. The true dragon, who was as powerful as a high-level god, had been beaten black and blue by Yang Wu. He had even chased after the old god of the Xing clan. Even if he was not as powerful as an overlord, it was not a problem for him to protect himself. Furthermore, his identity as a godly apothecary was shocking. He had once gathered close to 10 godly beings to go to the Purple Firmament Palace to slap the Purple Firmament Palace's face. It was enough to show how fierce Yang Wu's personality was. He was not someone who could be easily bullied. After Yang Wu returned to the Yang clan, Xiang Dingtian descended from the sky and shouted, Is Junior Yang Wu here? Yang Wu did not even have time to sit down before he rushed out and replied, Senior Xiang, I am here. Please come in for a chat. A few years ago, Xiang Dingtian had supported him in the Purple Firmament Palace to fight against the Purple Firmament Patriarch. Xiang Dingtian entered the Yang clan, and the two of them spoke through the restriction. Did something happen to Senior Uncle? Xiang Dingtian asked in a low voice. Yang Wu nodded and said, He entered the black hole and disappeared. He still hoped that his master still had a chance. Who was it? Xiang Dingtian asked angrily. Yang Wu sketched out an imprint and said, It's the person who has this imprint. It's the willpower of a true god. It has always remained in the heaven's steel. I don't know how it suddenly appeared and fought with Master. Master destroyed him countless times, but in the end, she was still tricked by him. This mark looks familiar. I just don't remember where I saw it, Xiang Dingtian said with a frown. Yang Wu then told Xiang Dingtian about the divine decree he obtained from the Heavenly Dragon Palace, hoping to provide some help to Xiang Dingtian. Martial Uncle and I have long since determined that it is a faction from the Divine Realm. It is just that we do not know which faction it is. The Heavenly Dragon Palace's palace master went to the Divine Realm to seek revenge. Xiang Dingtian said in a low voice. Then he added, No matter which force it is, we must avenge this irreconcilable hatred. Senior brother, it's useless for us to just shout slogans, Yang Wu replied. Xiang Dingtian glared at Yang Wu, seemingly dissatisfied with Yang Wu's words. Yang Wu continued, We have to declare war on them. Since they are from the God Realm, who exactly was it that colluded with them in the past to allow them to smoothly enter the human realm? There must be a traitor. Otherwise, the true gods of the God Realm would also be suppressed by the Tao laws and would not be able to enter the human realm to slaughter. Let's find the traitor first. Then we will know who the enemy of the God Realm is. Do you think we don't know this? Actually, Martial Uncle and I have already found the answer. It was Tianli Temple, Longevity Hall, and Kunlun who plotted against us, Xiang Dingtian replied with a cold snort. It's them? Yang Wu was shocked. These three factions were currently the strongest and had an incomparably long history. Kunlun was known as the land of the Tao ancestor and had once produced many invincible figures. It was the place where martial arts began. Tianli Temple was an important place of Buddhism and claimed that all Buddhism originated from them. Even Shaolin Temple could not compare to them. Longevity Hall was needless to say. Ever since Longevity Ancestor, it had been a giant faction that had never weakened. Its Tao of longevity was unparalleled in the world. That's right, it's them. With the Heavenly Palace around, they can forget about getting ahead. They were the ones who colluded with the experts of the Divine Realm and brought disaster to the Heavenly Palace, Xiang Dingtian said in a low voice. Since we have a target, why don't you kill them, Master? Haha, if they were so easy to kill, we would have already done so. You don't have to say anything. What do you mean? These factions have a strong foundation and countless experts. Even Senior Uncle does not dare to go alone. They can communicate with the divine realm. Once the power of the divine realm descends, none of us can stop it. Now that senior uncle has appeared, you should know how terrifying the power of the divine realm is. That's why senior uncle has decided to choose disciples to pass down the inheritance of the heavenly palace and then go to the divine realm to take revenge. Unfortunately, the divine realm still has a trick up its sleeve. How despicable! After chatting with Xiang Dingtian for a while, Yang Wu instantly understood that the enemies of the heavenly palace were more difficult to deal with than he had imagined. Without absolute strength, there was no way to challenge them. In the end, they would only become a laughingstock. No matter what, Master, I have to take revenge. One day, I will pay a visit to these 3 factions and seek justice from them. It's good that you have made your decision. In the future, help senior brother build up the Pharmacist Alliance. Only then can we recruit more experts. No, senior brother is enough for the Pharmacist Alliance. I will develop my own faction. With one of us in the light and the other in the dark, we may be able to do more things. All right, since you have your own ideas, it's up to you. Senior uncle has high hopes for you. Don't let him down. Nan Nan is Master's hope. Xiang Dingtian came and went in a hurry. After talking to Yang Wu, he met with Nan Nan and prepared to leave. A figure like him would attract attention wherever he went. Currently, Yang Wu's return had attracted a lot of attention. He did not want to cause more trouble for Yang Wu. There were many people who wanted his life, Xiang Dingtian. Before he left, Yang Wu gave him 3 drops of immortal liquid, hoping that it would be of some help. Xiang Dingtian took the immortal liquid and patted Yang Wu's shoulder. He did not say anything courteous and disappeared. In fact, Yang Wu had a big secret that he did not tell Xiang Dingtian. It was about the Medicine God Palace. The fewer people who knew about this, the better. It was important. After he broke through to the Jade Moon realm, he would share this information with Xiang Dingtian. One could not blame him for hiding it, but some things had to be done carefully. After Xiang Dingtian left, Yang Wu immediately called for a meeting of the elders. He gathered all the elders and elders to understand what had happened in the Yang clan in the past few years and what he had to do next. Yang Ba and Su Chu continued to act as Yang Wu's guards. Peng Yuan continued to be the chief strategist. Lu Ji was also allowed to sit beside him. Jiang Ping was excluded. There were many new faces in the Yang clan. Among them, Yang Tianlin had returned and reached the 3rd level of the Astral Rune realm. He had not been baptized by the Saint Transformation Pond, which meant that he had experienced many things in the past few years and obtained some opportunities. He had accumulated a lot and broken through to this realm. In addition, people like Yang Yishuan and Yang Mami had become holy elders. Their talents were the strongest in the Yang clan. If they could not become holy elders, they would have let down the Yang clan's nurturing. Before Yang Wu went missing, Yang Wu had not only upgraded the Ancestral Blood Pond, but also built a 2nd-grade Immortal Liquid Pond. He had also left behind a large number of body-tempering formulas and pills. As long as one cultivated hard and had a certain amount of talent, they would be able to improve. Many holy elders and elders reported all the affairs of the clan to Yang Wu. After listening, Yang Wu knew that the Yang clan had undergone great changes under Peng Yuan's planning. First, Peng Yuan suggested that the old patriarch, Yang Qingxing, should take charge of the overall situation. Next, he increased the strength of the younger generation. First, he reduced the control of the world of battle and further expanded the Yang clan city. He auctioned off the divine medicine left by Yang Wu in batches and strengthened the cooperation with the Alchemist Union. They actively cultivated the younger generation and formed a step-by-step training plan for the Yang clan. Now, Peng Yuan's prestige in the Yang clan was very high. No matter where he went, there would be people who would respectfully address him as military advisor. Moreover, there was also a Yang family woman who married Peng Yuan and gave birth to a son for him, named Yang Yuan. This meant that Yang Yuan was considered a member of the Yang clan from the moment he was born. Peng Yuan was considered a member of the Yang clan. Before Yang Yuan was born, he had been valued by the Yang clan. At that time, Yang Jinghai had almost reincarnated into Peng Yuan's wife. Later, he gave up. He felt that Pang Yuan was a distant relative and his bloodline was not pure enough, so he gave up reincarnating. Many saints of a Yang clan wanted to take Yang Yuan as a disciple, but they were all rejected by Pang Yuan. In Pang Yuan's opinion, Yang Yuan only had one master, and that was the patriarch Yang Wu. He was the one who firmly believed that Yang Wu was not dead. Now, his payback was finally here. Yang Wu listened to the reports of many saints and elders. They were all praising Pang Yuan's ability. Yang Wu also cupped his hands to Pang Yuan in public and said, "Thank you for your hard work, military counselor. Tell me what reward you want. Don't be polite with me." Pang Yuan stepped forward and bowed deeply to Yang Wu. "Patriarch, I only have one request. Please take my son, Yang Yuan, as a disciple." Everyone knew Pang Yuan's thoughts and was not surprised. One had to know that when Yang Wu was tempted to take him as a disciple, Pang Yuan's conviction did not waver. In his heart, Yang Wu was the master who deserved his most respect. Yang Wu was stunned for a moment, then laughed. "I didn't expect the military counselor to have a child. Congratulations. I can't refuse your request. When I'm done with the matters of the clan, I'll hold a disciple ceremony. Yang Yuan will be my fourth disciple. First disciple Dan Zi, second disciple Ai Sha, third disciple Shui Xiaofan, fourth disciple Yang Yuan." Dan Zi had become a saint apothecary and was famous. Ai Sha had also reached the top heavenly fish realm and showed extraordinary potential. Shui Xiaofan continued his ordinary life. Although he had also broken through to the heavenly fish realm, he spent all his time forging. Not many people knew about him. In fact, he could already forge many high-quality heavenly weapons and had comprehended the Tao of weapons. In the future, his achievements would not be inferior to the previous two. Yang Yuan was the youngest and was still a little kid. However, a child who could alarm Yang Taihe could imagine how great his potential was. "I announce that from today onwards, we will expand the territory of the Yang clan with all our strength." Chapter 1437. Of the 8 great families of the Battle Clan realm, Xin Yuan, Ho, Xing, Qin, Sun, Li, Lu, and Yang each occupied different positions. Among them, the Yang family had the smallest territory. In the past, the Yang family occupied 1/5 of the entire Battle Clan realm. Later on, they continuously shrunk until now. They were holed up in a remote corner. When the Yang family was being suppressed, the Li family and Mauname, who were close to the Yang family, took advantage of the situation and seized a lot of the Yang family's territory. The Yang family dared to be angry, but did not dare to say anything. There was an even more shameful matter. That was when Yang Qingxing was the patriarch. He married his sister to the Li family and even gave them a large piece of territory. Only then did they form an alliance with the Li family. Euphemistically, it was called dowry. These problems were all thorns in the hearts of the Yang family members. They were very deep and uncomfortable. If they were not pulled out, they would not be able to raise their heads. Now, the Yang family was gradually becoming stronger. Although there was still a large gap between them and their peak, they had enough confidence. It was time to reclaim their lost territory. When the Yang family members heard Yang Wu's words, they were completely stirred up. "I support the patriarch's decision. It's time to expand." That's right. Our Yang family's territory was not so small to begin with. After losing 2/3 of our territory, we have to reclaim it one by one. I'm willing to be the vanguard and help our family reclaim more territory. I want to fight too. I've been holding this breath for too long. I want to tell the Yang family's juniors that our Yang family is the strongest battle clan. I want them to be proud of us. We'll do whatever the patriarch wants us to do. The Yang family members were all holding back. For many years, they had been suppressed. Now, they finally had a chance to vent their anger. Yang Wu gestured with his hand. Everyone quieted down. He said, "I'll discuss this matter with the Grand Protector and the military advisor first. Then, I'll discuss it with everyone. In the next half a year, everyone can train your troops to your heart's content and increase your strength. If you need pills, give them to you. If you need weapons, give them to you. Our Yang family will become famous in a single battle. We can only succeed." "Yes, Patriarch. Everyone replied in unison. Commander Chao Hui and Commander Song Bai obey. Your subordinate is here. I order the two of you to train the Black Tortoise and the Azure Dragon Legion to the best of your ability. Give them whatever resources they need first. Understood. Yes. Elder Yang Qingxing. Yes. You're in charge of being the supervisor. No matter if it's within the clan or the army, if anyone disobeys or neglects their duties, you can kill them first and report later. Understood. Yang Tianlin receives the order. Yes. You're in charge of forming a team of intelligence agents. You're in charge of understanding the movements of the various parties, as well as the situation in the surrounding territories. You're in charge of reporting to me or the military advisor at any time. Understood. Yang Wu gave out orders one by one. Everyone received their respective missions and went to carry them out in high spirits. Among them, Yang Wu was the supervisor. His authority was not low, second only to the important position of the Patriarch. It was really surprising that Yang Wu was willing to give him such a position. After all, Yang Qingxing and Yang Wu had a grudge in the past. Moreover, he was the Patriarch who had been forced to abdicate. His strength had also increased by quite a bit. Was he not afraid that his ambition would not diminish and he would reclaim the Patriarch's position? Everyone thought about Yang Wu's current strength and gave up on this idea. Yang Wu had been able to survive the danger zone and return alive. He possessed heaven-defying battle strength and was also a divine apothecary. Who would dare to rebel against him, unless they were tired of living? An entire day of meetings ended. Yang Wu finally took the time to meet Wan Lanxin. This woman who had followed him from the mortal world to the transcendent world, his elder sister who had been with him since he was young, was one of the most important women in his life. In the past few years, Wan Lanxin had been one of the commanders of the Yang family's guards. Even though she was Yang Wu's woman, she had never mentioned it. She had worked hard with everyone to cultivate and maintain order in the Yang family. She had never slacked off. Her strength had already reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm. She was only a step away from the saint realm. Her cultivation talent was not very good. However, Yang Wu had given her so many resources and Gong Silan had personally taught her. If she still did not improve, it would not make sense. Gong Silan was also looking at Yang Wu's face. That's why she took special care of her. That night, Yang Wu called Wan Lanxin to his small bamboo courtyard. He also asked the housekeeper, Yang Yun, to leave. He even chased away the sacred mandala flower on him. Only the immortal peach core remained in his body. There was no way to chase it away. Wan Lanxin personally cooked in the bamboo courtyard. She had removed her martial attire and was wearing a light blue dress. It vividly outlined her graceful figure. There was a bow tied in front of her towering chest, covering her fair skin. Her round buttocks were slightly trembling. She was extremely alluring. Yang Wu hugged her from behind. Smelling her enchanting body fragrance, he was almost drunk. Marshal, don't move. I still have to prepare this dish. Wan Lanxin said shyly. I'll eat you first. Yang Wu said. He hugged Wan Lanxin by the waist, causing her to cry out shyly. As the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. The two of them quickly fought fiercely on the battlefield. It was almost dawn when the woman begged for mercy and fell asleep. The sun rose from the east, and a layer of sparkling light appeared on the surface of the lake. From time to time, a few carps jumped out of the water. They were very agile, and the scene was very beautiful. The person in the room was still sleeping. Marshal, I want to give birth to a monkey for you. Do you still want to? Didn't I feed you enough last night? That's not what I meant. You left for several years. I don't want to be worried and scared all day. If I have a child to accompany me, I won't let my imagination run wild. I'm sorry. It's my fault for making you worry. I'll give you a child now. Well, I'm not ready yet. You be gentler. After comforting Wan Lanxin, Yang Wu personally went to Pang Yuan's residence. As the patriarch, he only needed to greet anyone he wanted to see. However, he did not have the consciousness of a patriarch. He personally went to Pang Yuan to see his fourth disciple, Yang Yuan. When Yang Wu arrived at Pang Yuan's residence, he hurriedly brought his wife Yang Miaoying and son Yang Yuan out to greet Yang Wu. Yang Wu glanced at Yang Miaoying. She was a woman of average beauty. Her strength was not weak either. She had reached the dragon transformation realm. He was surprised that she was willing to marry Peng Yuan. Now, Peng Yuan was the military counselor of the Yang family. Although his status was very high, his strength had only reached the mid-level heavenly fish realm. His cultivation talent was not comparable to Lu Ji's. The main point was that Peng Yuan had a strange appearance. To put it bluntly, he was ugly. A woman who liked him had to have a unique taste or had to make a lot of sacrifices. Yang Wu's first sentence was to ask Yang Miaoying, "Why are you willing to marry the military counselor?" His holy voice lingered and hit Yang Miaoying's heart. She could not lie. Yang Miaoying replied, "He is a gentleman. He is especially charming when he does things. That kind of confidence in planning and strategizing fascinates me. So, I am willing to marry him." After she answered, she quivered and came back to her senses. She looked very confused, as if she did not know what she had just experienced. Peng Yuan looked at his wife gently. He was very happy. It was enough to have a woman who appreciated him in this life. "Brother, brother, raise me up high, raise me up high." The little guy in Yang Miaoying's arms shouted at Yang Wu. This silly little guy was Yang Yuan. He was 2.5 years old, not even 3 years old. He could not speak very well, but his eyes were full of spirit. He was very likable. "Yuan, this is the clan leader. He is also your master. Quickly kneel down and kowtow to your master." Peng Yuan said to Yang Yuan. Yang Miaoying also supported Yang Yuan. She grabbed his little head and made him kowtow to Yang Wu. Yang Yuan could not resist at all. Just like that, he was apprenticed to Yang Wu. "Yuan, quickly call him master." Yang Miaoying could not wait to urge Yang Yuan. Yang Yuan said childishly, "Isn't he big brother? Why do I have to call him master? Just call him master. Why do you have so much nonsense?" Peng Yuan said as he patted Yang Yuan's head. Yang Miaoying glared at Peng Yuan. She was too embarrassed to say that it was not good for Peng Yuan to hit his child like this. Yang Yuan was still a little afraid of his father. He quickly called out obediently, "Master." Yang Wu patted Yang Yuan's head and smiled. "Good disciple. You are master's 4th disciple from now on." "Thank you, clan leader." Peng Yuan and Yang Miaoying pulled Yang Yuan to Yang Wu and knelt down to express their gratitude. Since Yang Wu became famous, many people wanted their children to be apprenticed to Yang Wu. However, they were all rejected. Yang Wu was too young and had a lot of potential. He did not want to be distracted by taking care of more disciples. He did not care about his other 3 disciples. Speaking of which, he was the same as his master. They were both incompetent masters. "Since you have acknowledged me as your master, I will not treat you unfairly. Come with me," Yang Wu said as he swept Yang Yuan and his parents into the Yang family's inferior immortal elixir pool. This was one of the Yang family's forbidden areas. It was known as the sacred pool to the outside world. However, it was actually a pool made from the combination of immortal elixir and thunder god elixir. It was not an exaggeration to call it the divine pool. After Yang Wu brought the family of 3 here, he said to Yang Yuan, "Yang Yuan, go play in the water." Yang Yuan blinked and said innocently, "Can I really play in the water?" "Of course you can. Play to your heart's content." Yang Wu replied with a smile. Yang Miaoying swallowed her saliva and said, "Clan leader, this is the sacred pool. That's not very good." This was the Yang family's sacred pool. Only those who met certain conditions were qualified to cleanse their bodies here. Yang Yuan was still a child. Even if he was the military advisor's son, he still had to follow the clan's rules before he could soak in the sacred pool. The earlier he entered the sacred pool, the better it would be for the child's body. Yang Miaoying naturally hoped that Yang Yuan could enter the sacred pool as soon as possible. However, she could only hope that he would be able to enter if he worked hard. Now, Yang Wu brought him here directly. This was definitely a generous gift. There's nothing bad about it. Yang Wu replied indifferently. He took out an egg and said, "Yang Yuan, take it into the pool to play." Peng Yuan and Yang Miaoying's eyes almost popped out when they saw the egg. Dragon egg? Chapter 1438. Yang Wu had obtained the evil dragon egg with great difficulty from the divine firmament battlefield. At that time, Yang Wu had almost wanted to absorb the essence of the dragon egg. In the end, he did not do so. The essence of the evil dragon egg was not enough to fill the gaps between his teeth, so he kept it. This was perfect. It was perfect to give it to his disciple. Evil dragons were born evil, but did not mean that they could not be tamed. If the evil dragon was born in this second-grade immortal elixir pool, it would definitely bring endless benefits to it. It would also become Yang Yuan's loyal mount. Yang Yuan was very happy. He hugged the evil dragon egg and wanted to carry it into the sacred pool. Unfortunately, he was too small and could not hold the evil dragon egg, nor could he carry it. Remember Master's incantation. Yang Wu transmitted to Yang Yuan and imparted the battle blood immortal art to Yang Yuan. It was not that he did not want to impart the highest 9 mystic arts to Yang Yuan, but the highest 9 mystic arts was not complete. It was not suitable for him to impart it to others. After he gathered all 9 types of mystic essence chi, perhaps he would completely understand the essence of the highest 9 mystic arts. Only then would he be able to pass it on. The battle blood immortal art was the complete immortal art that Little Hay had imparted to him. Its level was very high. It was not something that any immortal art in the transcendent world could compare to. Even in the divine world, it would be difficult to find such an immortal art. It was definitely the best immortal art for Yang Yuan. When the immortal art's incantation entered Yang Yuan's soul, Yang Wu also separated a portion of his will seed power and injected it into his divine court. Once Yang Yuan was in danger, his power could be activated and save Yang Yuan's life. Since Yang Wu had chosen to accept him as his disciple, Yang Wu would not treat him unfairly. After Yang Yuan obtained the immortal art, he muttered the incantation in a daze. He still didn't know how to operate it. He just moved based on his feelings. He felt his petite body become a little hot. There was a power supporting him, allowing him to carry the evil dragon egg. I picked it up. Yang Yuan laughed heartily. It was also at this moment that his strength ran out, and he was pressed down by the evil dragon egg and rolled into the holy pond. Peng Yuan and Yang Miaoyin were extremely worried. That evil dragon egg was very heavy. Yang Yuan, that little guy, was pressed down by it. Even if he didn't die, he would lose half his life. Yang Wu was not nervous at all. He let the evil dragon egg roll into the holy pond with Yang Yuan. When the evil dragon egg and Yang Yuan rolled into the holy pond, a gentle force supported Yang Yuan, not letting him drown in the holy pond. Continue to chant the incantation. Yang Wu's voice resounded in Yang Yuan's mind. Yang Yuan didn't dare to disobey. He silently chanted the incantation. In his daze, there seemed to be power moving in his meridians. The rich power of the inferior immortal liquid slowly seeped into his body. That evil dragon egg was also absorbing the power here. Strands of liquid entered the eggshell, and a life force slowly spread out. Xiao. All of a sudden, streams of divine power bloomed in the area. The power of the inferior immortal liquid enveloped Yang Wu and the evil dragon egg. They unknowingly absorbed this power, and a huge change occurred. After the sage elder guarding this place noticed the commotion, he was about to shout, but he heard Yang Wu's voice. "Guard with peace of mind. It's me, Yang Wu." That sage elder bowed and continued to guard this holy pond with peace of mind. Now, the holy pond was even more important than their ancestral blood pond. It was an important place for the Yang family to constantly become stronger. They couldn't afford to lose it. The clothes on Yang Yuan's body had been completely torn apart. His naked body was soaked in the second-grade immortal liquid. Every part of his skin looked incomparably bright and clean, with traces of impurities that were hard to see with the naked eye being removed. Whether a newborn baby was born well or not depended on the mother's body. After Yang Miaoyin became pregnant, she had been paying attention to nourishing herself. Even Peng Yuan had given some of the resources Yang Wu gave to his wife. That was why Yang Yuan's talent was so amazing after he was born. However, this kind of talent was definitely not the best. There were still some shortcomings that came from the inheritance of his parents. It couldn't be changed. Now, Yang Yuan was soaking in the inferior immortal liquid pond. These shortcomings were all erased, and he achieved a perfect physique. His cultivation would be twice as effective with half the effort. Peng Yuan and Yang Miaoyin saw these changes, and they were full of excitement. When Yang Taihe wanted to take Yang Yuan as his master, they were very excited. Yang Miaoyin especially wanted to give Yang Yuan to Yang Wu for him to train. However, Peng Yuan insisted on waiting for Yang Wu to return before making the decision. At that time, she blamed him. Now, all her resentment disappeared. Her husband was right to make the decision. Yang Yuan had achieved a perfect cultivation physique. His future was limitless. In addition, the evil dragon egg was absorbing the inferior immortal liquid quickly. A faint dragon roar could be heard. Roar, roar. Its voice wasn't very loud, but it was full of majesty. It was as if it was born to be a king. Yang Yuan was next to the evil dragon egg. It wasn't clear if he was disturbed, but he revealed an angry expression and roared at the evil dragon egg. Roar. As he roared, he also let out a dragon roar. A faint dragon aura appeared on his body. Yang Wu was very surprised. Could it be that his innate potential has been awakened? He hesitated for a moment. Then, he drew out 2 streams of dragon aura and injected them into Yang Yuan and the evil dragon egg. Yang Yuan roared. Roar! Roar! His roar became louder and louder. It was as if a young dragon had been born. The dragon aura was turbulent and full of momentum. The evil dragon egg also roared nonstop. The eggshell gradually cracked. Bang! A small evil dragon appeared from the eggshell. It opened its eyes that were full of hostility. This was its nature. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worthy of being called an evil dragon. Yang Wu was watching the small evil dragon at all times to prevent it from suddenly attacking Yang Yuan, who knew that after the small evil dragon saw Yang Yuan, it restrained its hostility. It stuck out its tongue and licked Yang Yuan's body. It was incomparably intimate. Yang Yuan also recovered his clarity. He hugged the small evil dragon and laughed heartily. Fun. Peng Yuan and Yang Miaoyin both let out a sigh of relief. They were afraid that Yang Yuan would have an accident. Feed at the eggshell, Yang Wu said to Yang Yuan. Yes, master. After Yang Yuan received the baptism of the 2nd grade immortal liquid, he grew up quite a bit. His intelligence also increased a lot. After respectfully responding, he took the pieces of eggshell and fed them to the small evil dragon. The small evil dragon also didn't hold back. It ate the eggshell piece by piece. The eggshell was the evil dragon's first meal. Only by eating it could they replenish their energy. The small evil dragon didn't lack energy now. It only ate the eggshell because of its instinct. All right, let's go back, Yang Wu said. He swept up his family and the small evil dragon and left the sacred pond. After returning to Peng Yuan's place, Yang Wu said to Yang Miaoyin, Yuan is still too young, and I don't have the time to take care of him for you. You should raise him up first and supervise him to cultivate diligently. After that, send him to the martial courtyard in the clan to cultivate like the other children. I have already passed on the Xian formula to him, and his foundation has been laid. His cultivation level will rise like a hot knife through butter, but I don't want him to grow too fast. He needs to constantly polish his foundation and build a solid foundation. His future will be more promising in the future. I will also check on his progress from time to time. Yes, Patriarch. Peng Yuan's family knelt down and answered seriously. Indeed, Yang Wu had done everything he could. If he still couldn't teach Yang Yuan well, then it would be their problem. Yang Wu took out another item and gave it to Yang Miaoyin. This item is the innate combat weapon Dragon Vine Whip. He has an affinity with dragons. I will bestow this whip to Yuan. You take good care of it for him. I have already placed a restriction on it. Before he reaches the heavenly fish realm, he won't be able to activate the power of the Dragon Vine Whip. Yang Miaoyin was stunned. This was an innate combat weapon. He actually bestowed it to her 2-year-old son. This gift was too great. How could she dare to accept it? Hurry up and thank the Patriarch for his gift, Peng Yuan said loudly to Yang Miaoyin. Thank you for your gift, Patriarch. Yang Miaoyin woke up and said gratefully, Thank you, Master. Yang Yuan also knew how to be grateful. He said in a childish voice. Yang Wu rubbed Yang Yuan's head and said, Yuan, I only have one request for you. Be a person who understands filial piety, etiquette, and gratitude. I will bear that in mind. Yang Yuan knelt down and said, Well, you still have 2 senior sisters and 1 senior brother. When you grow up, you will know who they are. Your foundation is more practical than theirs. But you must not be arrogant and complacent. If you don't listen to your parents' teachings, I will take back everything I have given you today. Yang Wu said solemnly and sent him and Yang Yaoing away. Yang Wu had high hopes for Yang Yuan. That was why he was so strict with him. He and Pang Yuan stayed in the hall to discuss the expansion of the Yang family. Pang Yuan was already prepared. He tried his best to give Yang Wu a plan. When Yang Wu treated his son like this, he was ready to sacrifice his life for Yang Wu. Pang Yuan was worthy of being called a genius. The plan he offered was deeply in Yang Wu's favor. Yang Wu called Lu Ji over and asked him to discuss a more perfect plan with Pang Yuan. They would win the war in one fell swoop and let the name of the Yang family become famous again in the world of battles and the world of transcendence. Lu Ji and Pang Yuan had worked together for a long time. They had crossed paths when they were in the mortal world. Later, as Yang Wu became stronger and stronger, Lu Ji studied the way of formations. Their paths became less and less. Lu Ji's wisdom was amazing. After he joined, Pang Yuan's plan became even more perfect. Yang Wu could not help but applaud and praise. After Yang Wu had a drink with them, he went to see Yang Jinghai without stopping. After Yang Jinghai's physical body was destroyed, he had not reincarnated until today. Today was the day of Yang Jinghai's reincarnation. Now, Yang Jinghai's spirit sea was raised in the forbidden area of the Yang family backyard. Gong Xilan gave up the 9 Lotus Divine Throne to support Yang Jinghai. Gong Xilan did not need the 9 Lotus Divine Throne to maintain her health. The fact that she gave it up showed how much she valued Yang Jinghai. He was the patriarch who sacrificed himself for the family. He deserved this treatment. Chapter 1439. In the forbidden area of the Yang family's backyard, Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe often cultivated in seclusion there. After reaching the Jade Moon realm, they needed to spend more time on cultivation. Otherwise, it would be difficult for them to make any progress. The higher the realm, the greater the amount of energy needed to support each level. Gong Xilan had reached the 4th level of the Jade Moon realm, while Yang Taihe had reached the 1st level of the Jade Moon realm. They were both stabilizing figures of the Yang family. It was almost impossible for the Yang family to see them. Unless it was a matter of life and death for the family, they would not easily appear. In these years, the Yang family had been in a period of prosperity, so they appeared more often than before. Yang Wu was able to reach the forbidden area in the backyard without any hindrance. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe seemed to have been waiting for Yang Wu. After seeing him arrive, Gong Xilan spoke first. Finished dealing with the family's matters? Yang Wu nodded. Simply dealt with it. With the military advisor around, many things were handled very well. I did not need to worry too much. Yes, Pang Yuan is a good person. Gong Xilan rarely praised someone. Wu, did you really go to the divine firmament forbidden area these few years? Yang Taihe could not help but ask. Yang Wu replied, You can say so, but that place is not called the divine firmament forbidden area, but the divine firmament battlefield. It is a stronghold that leads to the divine firmament world. It is very strange. After saying that, he briefly told Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe what he encountered in the divine firmament battlefield, a place that can suppress any living being's realm. It is indeed shocking. It will be good to train for a while, Yang Taihe said with a hint of desire. He had experienced too much and wasted too much time. He had always wanted to find a place that could give him a chance to train and rise again. The divine firmament battlefield was undoubtedly one of the places he looked forward to. That place is too dangerous. Furthermore, it is possible that it is the territory of one of the divine realm's powers. We cannot easily take risks. For Wu to be able to escape from that place, it is also because of the protection of our ancestors. As for whether or not the strength of our ancestors still exists, who knows? Gong Xilan immediately dispelled Yang Tai's thoughts and said, "Who is that martial god ancestor?" Yang Wu asked Gong Xilan. "That was the most outstanding ancestor of our Yang family in the past 100,000 years. Just like you, he was also known as Wu. Back then, he became the unrivaled overlord of the transcendent realm, pushing our Yang family to the peak. Later on, he disappeared. Some people said that he went to the divine realm, while others said that he had fallen. Only then did our Yang family slowly go downhill." Gong Xilan reminisced. "I see," Yang Wu replied in realization. He had been curious as to how the other party knew that he had appeared in the divine firmament battlefield and helped him leave. Could it be that this was the gift of foresight? Yang Wu cut to the chase and said, "I'll go see Jing Haisheng Lao first. Julian, come here." Gong Xilan waved towards a direction. Then, a 9-lotus flower flew in her direction. It was the 9-lotus divine throne, a real divine medicine. After receiving the assistance of Yang Wu's immortal liquid, it had already recovered to its peak state. Moreover, it had even taken a step forward, producing many lotus seeds. These lotus seeds had also helped many of the Yang family's sages increase their strength. The 9-lotus divine throne opened the petals, revealing Yang Jinghai's soul. This soul body was now incomparably corporeal. When Yang Jinghai saw Yang Wu, he immediately shouted, "Family leader, you're finally back. I was so worried." "Jing Haisheng Lao, why are you in such a hurry? Aren't you in good condition?" Yang Wu asked, puzzled. Yang Jinghai's soul power was stronger than before, and it had almost condensed into a physical soul. It was not a problem for him to go out and walk at any time. He was not even afraid of fighting. As long as he did not encounter creatures stronger than him, they would not be able to hurt him. "I'm in a hurry to reincarnate. My soul power is getting stronger and stronger. The embryo can't withstand my power." Yang Jinghai was vexed. After a pause, he said, "Is the soul mantra you taught me a ghost mantra?" Gong Xilan also said from the side, "That's right, Jinghai's current appearance is already unsuitable for reincarnation. The embryo won't be able to withstand it. Once he reincarnates, the mother body will also explode. Only the divine embryo will be able to absorb his soul. If there's no other way, let Jinghai take over," said Yang Taiha. Yang Wu laughed and said, "Haha, don't worry. I came back this time to bring back an innate divine embryo for the Jinghai sacred clan." "What?" everyone exclaimed. An innate divine embryo was something of legend. It might not even be seen in 10,000 years in the transcendent world. Even the major factions could not cultivate one. Yang Wu did not keep them in suspense. He took out the innate lightning embryo he had obtained from the divine firmament battlefield. When everyone saw the innate lightning embryo, they all widened their eyes in disbelief. Yang Wu really brought back an innate divine embryo. Was this heaven-defying? Once such a divine embryo was born, who knew how many living beings would be alarmed? There was even no lack of divine experts fighting over it. Yang Wu was actually so lucky to obtain this innate divine embryo. This is prepared for me? Yang Jinghai swallowed his saliva when he saw the innate divine embryo. "Of course, if not for you, am I supposed to prepare it for myself?" Yang Wu laughed. "Haha, I knew that the clan leader would not treat a meritorious subject like me unfairly. I can reincarnate now." Yang Jinghai was incomparably happy. Just as he was about to reincarnate, Yang Wu stopped him and said, "Don't be anxious. If you reincarnate like this, it will only ruin things." "That's right. We have to prepare. This is a big matter." Gong Xilan also had a serious expression. The birth of an innate divine embryo would definitely be earth-shattering. They had to prepare a little. First activate the formation, then restrict the movements here. Try to avoid trouble as much as possible. Moreover, Elder Jinghai has to make some preparations. Once he reincarnates, he will have no choice. Yang Wu said in a deep voice. Then he took out the Een Nether Spring and said, "Refine the Een Nether Spring first. It will help your soul power become stronger. This way, your chances of success will be higher. Otherwise, you won't be able to withstand the innate lightning power." "That's right. We'll listen to Wu Er's arrangements. Yang Taihe agreed. Then he said, I'll order the entire clan to enter a state of alert and activate the defensive formation. With that, he disappeared from sight. Since Yang Wu had obtained the innate divine embryo, Yang Jinghai's reincarnation was a big matter. After I reincarnate successfully, will I specialize in lightning power? Yang Jinghai asked. It's possible. I don't know the details. Yang Wu shrugged. I've looked up some things. The lightning embryo's attribute will indeed cause the born to have an innate lightning body, Gong Xilan said. Then am I still a member of the Yang family? Yang Jinghai said with an unsightly expression. Yang Wu smiled and said, Who said that members of the Yang family can't specialize in other powers? You see, I also cultivate both lightning and fire powers. Who dares to say that I'm not a member of the Yang family? That's right. Jinghai, don't feel burdened. No matter what power you cultivate, who dares to say that you're not a member of the Yang family? Maybe in the future, you can open the lightning branch for the Yang family. Gong Xilan agreed. After hearing such comforting words, Yang Jinghai's mood became much better. Who knew how many people wanted to specialize in lightning power? It was known as the strongest destructive power. Yang Jinghai was lucky to have this opportunity. Yang Jinghai followed Yang Wu's instructions and absorbed the Yin Nether Spring. This Yin Nether Spring had caused Yang Wu to suffer a lot, but nothing happened to Yang Jinghai. He was just a soul body and liked to absorb the Yin power. After absorbing the Yin Nether Spring's power, his soul body was no different from his physical body. Yang Wu thought for a moment and took out the Thunder God liquid and dripped it on the innate thunder embryo to nourish it. After the innate thunder embryo received the Thunder God liquid, it clearly became more active and its vitality became more obvious. If it was properly nurtured, it might really give birth to a sentient life form in the future. However, the Yang family wouldn't give it such a chance. They would allow Yang Jinghai to reincarnate. Yang Jinghai was born as a sentient life form. This was a heaven-blessed opportunity, an opportunity that any life form could only dream of. If some old bastards who wanted to live a second life knew that there was an innate thunder embryo here, they would definitely fight for it with all their might. The innate thunder embryo was too precious. Yang Jinghai's gratitude to Yang Wu couldn't be expressed with words. After I'm reborn, I'll repay him, Yang Jinghai said in his heart. Gong Xilan also couldn't help but sigh at Yang Wu's generosity. Who wouldn't keep this kind of divine item for when they were old? Yang Wu didn't hesitate to give it away. This kind of courage was probably one of a kind. When the Yang family's array was activated, it gave the Yang family members a big fright. They thought that there was going to be a battle again. Yang Taihe came out and spoke, calming the hearts of the family members. He also invited Yu Chong and to guard the sky above the Yang family, not allowing any life form to come close. In addition, Yang Wu also prepared the conditions for Yang Jinghai to reincarnate. After everything was prepared, Yang Jinghai finally reincarnated. I'm going, Yang Jinghai roared. Without any reluctance, he directly rushed towards the innate thunder embryo. ZZ. The innate thunder embryo produced a surge of lightning power, blocking the interference of external power. This was its independent defensive power. Yang Jinghai was a soul body, and what he feared the most was the power of thunder and lightning. But after cultivating the soul tactics and receiving the power of the dark nether spring, his soul body was already very strong, and he was able to withstand the bombardment of the innate thunder power. Yang Wu took action to share the lightning power, protecting Yang Jinghai's soul to smoothly enter the divine embryo. Suddenly, the power of thunder and lightning in the sky blasted towards the Yang family. The terrifying heavenly lightning power directly struck the divine embryo, not allowing this special life form to be born. At this point, it was not something that Yang Wu and Gong Xilan could interfere with. Even a lightning protection array couldn't avoid the detection of the lightning punishment. It could only weaken the lightning attack. Elder Jinghai, hold on, Yang Wu prayed in his heart. Gong Xilan also stared at the divine embryo and said in her heart, Yang family ancestors, blessed Jinghai's successful reincarnation. Rumble, rumble. Chapter 1440. Each of the terrifying heavenly thunders had reached the saint realm, and they fell in waves like a sea of lightning. Even high-level saint realm creatures could not withstand it. This was only the first wave of heavenly thunders. The second wave came quickly. It was the scarlet flame thunder, and the power of thunder and lightning increased by another level. The third wave of golden snake thunder and the fourth wave of purple cloud thunder quickly reached the level of divine thunder, causing an incomparably terrifying disturbance. The people of the Yang family and the Yang family city were alarmed. Is Patriarch Yang Wu starting to refine divine pills again? Why would it attract such a terrifying disturbance? Holy thunder, divine thunder, the destructive power is too terrifying. No wonder the Yang family activated the divine array. This doesn't seem like the heavenly thunders attracted by divine pills. It's too dense. So terrifying. Fortunately, I was far away. Otherwise, I would have been shocked to death. Look, that's the legendary black demon thunder. And what kind of colorful divine thunder is that? It's too terrifying. The Yang family's divine array can't withstand it. The people of the Yang family city cried out in alarm. They were not afraid, but surprised by what was happening in the Yang family. Even if the people of the Yang family were prepared, they were still shocked by the sudden power of the heavenly thunder. If not for the divine array's defense, many weak Yang family members would have fainted or even died. Gong Xilan kept releasing power to prevent the thunder from spreading. Otherwise, the Yang family would have suffered a great loss. When Yang Wu first saw the thunder fetus, it was baptized by divine thunder, among which there were 5 colored heavenly thunders. In fact, it was several different kinds of heavenly thunders that fell and bombarded, looking like chaos divine thunder. That level of divine thunder was enough to destroy everything. Fortunately, it was not. Otherwise, the divine fetus would have been destroyed. But as the divine fetus grew, it was not impossible to attract chaos divine thunder in the future. The power of the divine thunder lasted for a while before it gradually dissipated. Yang Wu and Gong Xilan nervously looked at the divine fetus's location. It had been blasted into a deep pit, and a large amount of thunder and fire remained there. The destructive power was still terrifying. They looked at the divine fetus in the center of the pit, and their expressions became incomparably solemn. Did we fail? They all asked themselves. Suddenly, the rotten divine embryo began to rapidly absorb the power of lightning and fire in the surroundings. The divine embryo rapidly healed, and large amounts of profound qi of the world began to condense towards it. Success, success, Gong Xilan said in pleasant surprise. It's a success. Let me help him again. Yang Wu was overjoyed as well. He sent a drop of divine lightning elixir and divine light elixir towards the divine fetus. As the power of the 2 divine liquids poured into the divine embryo, it recovered to its original state. Moreover, it began to grow rapidly, its vitality becoming even thicker. The divine embryo did not immediately come into being. Instead, it continued to absorb the profound qi of the world. Yang Wu took out another saint vein and placed it beside the divine fetus for it to absorb. It's not enough. Yang Wu discovered that 1 saint vein was still not enough, so he took out 3 more saint veins. These were all high-grade saint veins, and each of them contained 1,000,000 high-grade saint stones. Gong Xilan was shocked when she saw Yang Wu casually take out saint veins. The Yang family had obtained a considerable amount of wealth through auctions over the years. This wealth was stored in the family's treasury. Even though Yang Wu was the family head, he could not casually use it. There was a sacred elder in charge of it. Yang Wu's saint bloodline was not taken from the clan. It was the saint bloodline he had obtained from the divine firmament battlefield. When Yang Wu took out another divine vein, Gong Xilan's countenance changed. "Who are you?" Gong Xilan cried out in surprise. Before she could finish, Yang Wu waved his hand and said, "Great-grandmother, don't speak. Let's see how much the divine embryo can absorb. Let it absorb as much as it wants. Perhaps our Yang family will have another amazing divine body." Gong Xilan fell silent. From this moment on, she felt a sense of inferiority toward Yang Wu. It was as if Yang Wu was the superior, and she was just an obedient. This feeling was not very pleasant, but she did not mind. In fact, she quickly got over it. Yang Wu had grown to the point where he could be on equal footing with her. He even had the ability to surpass her. This family would be supported by him alone. As the divine embryo continued to absorb the Xian Qi of heaven and earth, a strange phenomenon appeared in the sky above the Yang family. Auspicious clouds appeared one after another, and multicolored rays of light pierced through the sky. A rainbow hung down, and one could faintly see a multicolored divine dragon swimming on the rainbow. On the other side, the sun and moon appeared at the same time. Auspicious beasts appeared, and starlight flickered endlessly. On this day, the Yang family's purple aura soared 3,000 feet. It finally had the aura of a giant force. Some cultivators who had been stuck at a cultivation level for many years gained enlightenment and broke through the bottleneck, breaking through to a higher cultivation level. In the direction of the herb garden, many herbs grew wildly, and a medicinal fragrance permeated the entire Yang family. The Yang family was jubilant. This was the sign of a great fortune. There were also many people in the Yang family who were blessed. They all bowed in the direction of the Yang family. They all realized that the Yang family would become different. It was not as simple as rising up. It would become a giant force. The movements here were all covered up by Yang Taihe and Yu Chang, and with great power. They did their best to prevent the outside forces from discovering the movements here. However, some things were not under their control. A May Mountain and Li family, which were close to the Yang family, both noticed this strange phenomenon. On the golden peak of a May Mountain, there was a nun with an incomparably cold expression looking in the direction of the Yang family. Moreover, she kept pinching her fingers as if she was divining something. After a while, she revealed an incomparably dignified expression. The Yang family's purple aura rose so much because of Bai Wudi. Could it be that he is an innate noble son? After pausing for a while, she said loudly, "Men, immediately go to the Yang family and find out what the Yang family has been up to recently." "Yes," someone responded, and a figure quietly went in the direction of the Yang family. The nun was not in a good mood. When she came down from the golden peak, she saw a beautiful woman rushing towards her. She knelt down and said, "Greetings, Grandmaster. Xiaohan, you are here. What's the matter?" The nun looked at the beautiful woman and asked, "I have mastered the sword Tao of extinction. I am here to seek guidance from Grandmaster." The beautiful woman replied. The nun was overjoyed. She replied, "Go ahead. Grandmaster, be careful." The stunning woman responded and took out her sword to attack. Whoosh! A sharp sword light drew a beautiful arc in the air. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of the nun. This sword seemed very straightforward, and there was nothing special about it. However, if one were to face this sword, they would discover how terrifying it was. The sword was heartless and emotionless. It was as if one could see the merciless slaughter of this sword. All emotions would be cut off by this sword. Everything would be wiped out. There was only the enemy in one's eyes. Taishang indifference, exterminating everything. The nun stretched out 2 fingers and caught the sword. Her old face revealed a gratified expression. Good, very good. The sword Tao of extinction is a level higher than the sword Tao of oblivion. Xiaohan, you are very good. You can go out and train. I heard that Yang Wu is back. I will go and see him. The beautiful woman replied and turned to leave. Go. Only by facing it bravely, shattering all past emotions, and destroying the root will the sword Tao of extinction become even more terrifying. The nun replied. On this day, a white robe went down Mount Amei, the land of the Li family. After seeing the changes in the Yang family, a divine master immediately gathered all the sacred elders and ordered everyone to prepare for defense. The Yang family was unstoppable. They could not have any more conflicts with the Yang family. For a long time, the Li family was stronger than the Yang family. They were not afraid of the Yang family. Now that the old ancestor had given such an order, the younger generation of the Li family could not accept it. They did not dare to have any objections and suppressed these thoughts in their hearts. They did not think highly of the Yang family's rise. They felt that the Yang family did not have the guts to provoke the Li family. In the future, they suffered a great loss. Only then did they know that their old ancestors' order was correct. On the same day, a shocking phenomenon occurred in the war and Empress families. A terrible rain of blood suddenly fell from the sky. It was as if gods and demons were fighting fiercely. It was as if countless creatures were crying. The phenomenon was quite terrifying. The disciples of the Empress family were frightened. Moreover, some places collapsed, crushing many of the Empress family civilians. There was also an earthquake, causing many deaths. This was an ominous sign. Wah-wah! A baby fell to the ground. His cries were incomparably loud and clear, spreading to every corner of the courtyard. The young lady has finally given birth. The young lady has finally given birth. It is a boy. An excited voice shouted. However, the midwife did not have time to run out of the room. She was smashed to death by the door that was pushed open. What are you shouting for? Are you afraid that the family won't know? The middle-aged man who came and shouted with dissatisfaction. This middle-aged man was the Empress family's chief. He strode to the bedside and looked at the child that had just been born. He grabbed the child and looked at the child and said, "You look very exquisite. Unfortunately, you're not a pure seed of my Empress clan. Damn it. Let go of my child." The beautiful woman on the bed shouted. She reached out her hand to grab the child. Unfortunately, she had just given birth and her vitality was greatly injured. She could not affect the middle-aged man at all. "I have been waiting for this day for a long time. I will chop this bastard up and feed him to the dogs. I will let you know the consequences of breaking the rules of the Empress family." Ha! The Empress family's chief revealed a sinister smile. "You are the bastard. Your whole family is bastards." The baby suddenly spoke. His eyes were filled with power and shot towards the Empress family's chief like an arrow. "You are indeed a bastard. Die." The Empress family's chief was very strong. He naturally would not be hurt by the baby. He shouted and smashed the baby to the ground. "No!" The beautiful woman on the bed cried out. She did not care about her body's weakness and smashed towards the Empress family's chief. Unfortunately, it was too late. The baby was smashed to the ground. Pung. Chapter 1441. "My son." The beautiful woman cried out miserably. She disregarded everything and threw herself over to save the baby. There was a small crater on the ground. How could the baby survive? The whole clan leader felt that the baby was dead for sure. He blocked the path of the beautiful woman and said with a ferocious smile, "Such a bastard. Why are you still so attached to him? I'll kill him for you, and you won't be affected by the clan rules. Big brother still doesn't mind marrying you. Go die." The beautiful woman attacked with hatred. Her palms were filled with powerful energy as she used all of her strength to attack. The Ho clan leader grabbed her hands and pulled her into his embrace. He controlled her and said, "I've had enough patience with you. Don't challenge my bottom line. Let go of my mother." A voice came from behind the Ho clan leader. The baby used his head as a weapon to attack. The baby didn't die. His body was filled with an evil aura. Others would find it hard to believe that he was a newborn. Who would have thought that this was a baby born after 6 years of pregnancy? Little bastard, you were born with intelligence. It seems like you started to have consciousness when you were in the placenta. I can't let you live. The Ho clan leader reacted quickly and grabbed the baby again. "Big brother, let go of my son. I'll do anything you want." The beautiful woman said with tears in her eyes. "Mother, don't agree to this old bastard. I'll protect you." The baby said obediently. "Ha, you little bastard just born and you want to protect people. Do you have the ability? I'll kill your mother in front of you." The Ho clan leader revealed a perverted expression and laughed wildly. He used his strength to grab the beautiful woman's throat. Kacha! The beautiful woman couldn't handle the strength of the Ho clan leader's hand, and her neck was broken. "Mother!" The baby screamed, and an incredible power burst out from his body, shaking off the power of the Ho clan patriarch's palm. A terrible power of devil chi and Xian chi gathered together, and the weak body hit the Ho clan patriarch again. Pung! This time, the baby succeeded and the Ho clan leader was sent flying. Who would have thought that a baby could actually send a saint flying? The baby fell in front of the beautiful young woman. His eyes were red, and the tears that flowed out were also red. He looked up to the sky and cried, "Wah wah, mother, mother." As he cried, a terrifying amount of Xian Qi of the world gathered around him. There was blue water energy, earthy yellow energy, and devil energy. A terrible sun-shaped mark appeared between his eyebrows. At first, the sun mark was still blue and yellow, but it was soon replaced by black. It looked extremely evil. "I'm going to kill you, you animal." The baby's aura reached its peak as he rushed towards the queen. An inexplicable power formed an evil space. Different powers turned into arrows and shot towards the Ho clan leader. Spatial magic arrow. Terrifying power, terrifying attacks, and terrifying talent were all displayed on the body of the baby. This caused the Queen clan leader to feel slightly flustered. The leader of the Ho tribe released holy chi to block it. He still didn't know what was going on with the baby. When he blocked the magic arrows, the baby turned around and grabbed his mother's body and rushed out of the house. The baby was too smart. It didn't look like a baby at all. Pum! The baby was as fast as a ghost and extremely powerful. He carried an adult and crashed through the wall of the house. "Little bastard, you can't escape." The Queen clan leader roared and reached out a hand to grab him. The baby was still a baby. Even if he was extremely talented, he couldn't escape the saint's grasp. The baby's red eyes stared at the Queen clan leader. He remembered him in his heart. If he didn't die, he would definitely tear this person to pieces. Such terrifying devil energy. "You're a demon seed. I can't let you live." The head of the Ho clan sensed a chill and said faintly. She gathered her strength and prepared to kill the baby. Just as he used his power, a power descended from the sky and scattered his power. "A born demon baby, you are perfect for my path. You are the best candidate for my disciple." A voice filled with devil energy rang through the Queen clan. A power bound the baby and the beautiful woman and quickly flew out of the Queen clan. This power didn't have any devil energy. It only had pure, white, immortal energy. It didn't feel evil at all. Who dares to break into the Queen clan's important place? Outsider, you are so arrogant. You don't take the Queen clan seriously. Tong Tian Elder, who was in seclusion, was alarmed. Several figures appeared and strands of power bound toward the immortal energy. The immortal energy was like a rainbow. It came quickly and left quickly. They couldn't stop it at all. A descendant of the immortal race has given birth to a demon seed. Fun, huh? The voice of the devil energy left, but it kept echoing in the Queen clan. Tong Tian Elder of the Queen clan chased after it, but he couldn't even touch it. The intruder was too strong. "Grand Elders, where are they?" The Queen clan leader hurried out and asked. "I was just about to ask you. What's with that baby?" A Grand Elder of the Queen clan asked faintly. The Queen clan leader couldn't answer for a while. Under the pressure of the Grand Elders, he had no choice but to tell them the truth. "You Dai's child is a bastard?" The Grand Elder of the Queen clan who spoke just now stared at the Queen clan leader and asked unkindly. "Definitely a bastard. That baby had devil energy when it was born. It's clearly a demon seed. We can't leave it," the Queen clan leader explained. Slap. Before he could finish, he was slapped away by the Grand Elder of the Queen clan. "Bastard. Even if it's a demon baby, it's not up to you to deal with it. It's a divine baby that fell from the sky. It's the hope of the Queen clan rising. You actually made the decision on your own. It's the end of you as the Queen clan leader," the Grand Elder of the Queen clan roared. The baby gave off a shocking aura. So what if it had a bit of devil energy? It proved that it was born with a demon and a god body. Its potential was limitless. The Queen clan leader actually wanted to kill the baby. In the eyes of the Queen clan's heaven-reaching old monsters, as long as the baby was talented and had the blood of the Queen clan, it was enough. Who cared if it was a demon seed or a god seed? The Queen clan leader didn't expect this result. He panicked. It seemed that his time as the Queen clan leader was about to come to an end. A god and a demon appeared on the same day in the War Clan. It caused two different scenes to appear in two places. In the mysterious divine fortune-telling building, the mysterious divine fortune-telling master took the initiative to do a divination. When he saw the divination, he couldn't help but cry out, "Not good! It's the divination of the reversal of the universe. The transcendental realm is about to be overturned. It's a great omen." Then he did a few more divination. They were all the same. After calculating for a while, he sighed and said, "After the great omen, there's still a trace of hope. There might even be a scene of peace and prosperity. Misfortune and fortune really are interdependent. The will of the heavens cannot be defied." After a long while, he said faintly, "Pass down my decree. I'm with the Yang clan to pay a visit to the current Yang clan leader." After he said this, the people outside the building were shocked. Their building master hadn't come out for many years. Today, he actually came out of the divine fortune-telling building and took the initiative to go see the Yang clan leader. What kind of big event was this? Those who could see the divine fortune-telling master were all overlords, and those who could make him lower himself to meet them could be counted on one hand. What did the Yang clan leader do to deserve this? Yang clan territorial of the phenomena disappeared, and the divine fetus was finally born. The divine fetus absorbed a large amount of Xian Qi of heaven and earth. Even the power of the saint veins and divine veins had been mostly absorbed by him. When he broke out of the fetus, he was already a 6 or 7-year-old child. He was no longer an ordinary baby. His entire body was filled with the power of heavenly lightning. His entire body was covered in lightning runes. He was like a thunder nascent soul. Yang Wu and Gong Xilan looked at the newly born divine fetus. Their eyes were filled with shock. They both felt that the baby's strength had reached the heavens in a single step. He could actually draw on the power of the stars and had the power of the star pattern realm. This was too shocking. This was a holy nascent soul, not a divine nascent soul. Only a divine nascent soul could possess such power. The divine nascent soul looked at Yang Wu and Gong Xilan with his hands on his hips and said, "Why are you staring at me? Do you think I'm very wise and powerful?" Gong Xilan touched the divine nascent soul and said, "Jinghai, do you think there's something wrong?" The divine nascent soul reacted very quickly and dodged with a whoosh. He said, "Sister, don't move. Men and women shouldn't touch each other." Gong Xilan was stunned for a moment. She smiled and said, "Jinghai, what are you talking about? You're just a little kid now. I'm your great-grandmother." Hey, what great-grandmother? We're not that close." The divine nascent soul rolled his eyes. At that moment, Gong Xilan also realized that the divine nascent soul did not seem to remember his past. Perhaps there was a problem during the reincarnation process. She looked at Yang Wu and gestured for him to explain. Yang Wu pondered for a moment and said, "The lightning tribulation probably descended and affected his soul. Perhaps he'll recover after he grows up." Gong Xilan nodded gently and said, "That should be the case." This time, Yang Jinghai's reincarnation should have been very smooth. However, the lightning tribulation was also uncontrollable. Anything could have happened during the reincarnation process. In short, the divine nascent soul's descent was a great blessing for the Yang clan. The divine nascent soul rolled his eyes and asked, "What are you two talking about? Why can't I understand?" Yang Wu looked at the divine nascent soul and joked, "We're talking about you not wearing any clothes. You're completely exposed." Wah, my pure body. The divine nascent soul covered his lower body shyly and screamed. A purple armor quickly condensed around his body and covered his skinny body. Then he rushed towards Yang Wu and said, "You're my daddy, right? I can feel a very familiar aura from you. Is she my mother? Why do I feel like she's not my mother?" Yang Wu patted the divine nascent soul and raised his hand to smack his butt. He said, "She's your great-grandmother, and I'm not your daddy. If you keep talking nonsense, I'll smack your butt until it's broken." Wah. If you're not my daddy, then who's my daddy? You're clearly my daddy. Do you not want to take responsibility? Wah, I'm so pitiful. I lost my parents the moment I was born. Smack. Chapter 1442. The divine infant cried from the beating. Yang Wu had been too heavy-handed. It was the divine infant's fault for spouting nonsense. He had just been born. If he was not taught a lesson, he would probably turn the world upside down. After Yang Wu suppressed the divine infant, He told the divine infant about Yang Jinghai's past life. The divine infant had indeed completely forgotten those memories. After listening to Yang Wu, he did not react at all. Instead, he repeatedly objected to Yang Wu's words, saying that he was a natural divine infant. How could he have such terrible memories? Yang Wu and Gong Xilan saw that they could not convince the divine infant, so they could only let him be. Next, they had to consider who would be his mentor. Gong Xilan accepted the task without hesitation. As the great-grandmother of the Yang family, she was the most powerful. She was more than enough to train the divine infant. However, the divine infant did not seem to think that way. He kept yelling that he wanted to stay by Yang Wu's side. He even called Yang Wu daddy unrepentantly. Yang Wu was so angry that he beat him a few more times before the divine infant finally calmed down. However, the seniority was indeed quite messy. Even Yang Wu did not know what to let the divine infant call him anymore. Since this is Jinghai's new life, let's just let his past life go with the wind. Why don't we let him be your disciple and let you train him? You also cultivate the power of lightning. It's better for you to train him than for me, Gong Xilan suggested. What if he awakens his memories in the future? Yang Wu asked in return. Then we'll talk about it in the future, Gong Xilan said with a shrug. Yang was really put in a difficult position. He had just accepted Yang Yuan as his disciple and did not even have time to train him. Now, he had to accept Yang Jinghai's new life as his disciple. He did not feel good about it, but he could not refuse. Other than him, was there a better candidate? The divine infant did not even care about Gong Xilan, let alone Yang Taihe or Yu Chang'an. If others knew that Yang Wu was in such a difficult position, they would definitely scold him. You're still pretending to be innocent after getting such a good deal. You don't know what's good for you. This was the divine infant. Even a true god of the Nine Suns realm was fighting over a god disciple. Yet he was still so troubled. He was too good at pretending. After much hesitation, Yang Wu decided not to take the divine infant as his disciple. He only promised Gong Xilan that he would keep the divine infant by his side and teach him. Once he regained his memories, he would return him his freedom. If only little He was here, that guy would definitely have a way to teach Sacred Elder Jinghai. Yang Wu sighed in his heart. The divine infant did not mind either. He was born with great wisdom and could do his own things just like an adult. It did not matter if he took Yang Wu as his master or not. In any case, he had already decided that Yang Wu was the person closest to him. All he needed to do was stay by his side. Moreover, this guy was very opinionated and did not accept the original name of Yang Zixing. He said, "Since you all think that I am a living being that can be reborn, then I will be called Yang Zixing. Endless rebirth, eternal immortality, what a domineering name. From now on, I will be called Yang Zixing." Yang Wu facepalmed. He did not know whether it was right or wrong for him to let Yang Jinghai reincarnate. Fortunately, this divine infant was still within his control. When he slowly grew up, he would slowly integrate into the Yang family. In the future, he would still be able to protect the Yang family. Just like that, Yang Wu had an extra burden by his side. He had no choice but to call Qing Feng over to be the divine infant's protector. All these years, Qing Feng had been cultivating wholeheartedly. Her strength had also increased by another level. She was much stronger than before and had reached the high-level Yao Saint level. Now, Yang Wu was too powerful. It was no longer Qing Feng's turn to protect him. For safety reasons, Yang Wu still had Gong Xilan place a restriction on Yang Zixing to seal his strength. Otherwise, if others knew that he had the strength of a saint, he would be in danger. No matter how dissatisfied Yang Zixing was, he could only hold it in. Who asked him to be weaker than the other party? Yang Wu asked Qing Feng to tell Yang Zixing the rules of the clan so that he could understand the situation of the clan. When Yang Zixing was free, he would teach him. The Yang family lifted the restriction. Yang Taihe and Yu Chang and also met Yang Zixing. They could be considered as people who knew of Yang Zixing's identity. The other members of the Yang family did not know that Yang Zixing was Yang Jinghai's reincarnation. After doing all this, Yang Wu was just about to look for Wan Lanxin to continue the monkey birth plan. However, a piece of news came that instantly shocked them. The tower master of the divine fortune-telling tower was going to pay a visit to the Yang family patriarch. Many major factions had the Book of Heaven's secrets. The divine fortune-telling tower's news would immediately appear in the Book of Heaven's secrets. When this shocking news came out, all the major factions in the transcendent realm were shocked. What did Yang Wu do to deserve a visit from the divine fortune-telling tower? The major factions did not understand why the divine fortune-telling tower would do this. Could it be that Yang Wu had grown to the point where the number one divine fortune-telling tower would condescend to meet him? When Yang Wu heard this news, his first reaction was that something big was about to happen. If it was not something big, why would someone of that level come and meet him? Could it be that the divine fortune-telling tower knows about the birth of the divine infant? Yang Wu asked suspiciously. So what if the divine fortune-telling tower knows? Jinghai is a member of our Yang family. Would they dare to snatch him away? Gong Xilan said. She paused for a moment before continuing. However, for him to come personally is also giving our Yang family face. Immediately set up a welcoming ceremony to welcome the arrival of the number one divine fortune-telling tower. Let's see what he has to say. Yang Wu nodded and ordered people to prepare the welcoming ceremony. Before they had time to prepare, an old man with the demeanor of a transcendent being flew over from the sky. This person had a head of white hair, but his face was as rosy as a baby's. He did not look old at all. He was dressed in white and had his hands behind his back as he sat on a Bashya steed. He looked like an immortal who had just descended, and his aura was extremely outstanding. After he appeared, Yang Wu, Gong Xilan, Yang Taihe, and the others all sensed him. They flew up into the air and greeted the old man. Greetings, divine fortune-telling tower. Aside from the divine fortune-telling tower's divine fortune-telling tower, who else could have such an aura? The divine fortune-telling tower returned the greeting. He looked at Yang Wu and said seriously, Clan leader Yang Wu is indeed young and promising. Yang Wu cupped his hands and said, You flatter me. The divine fortune-telling tower was a legendary figure, a person of virtue and prestige. He had made many contributions to the transcendental realm and deserved the respect of everyone, including Yang Wu. Clan leader Yang Wu, the divine fortune-telling tower said, Your heavenly court is open, and your violet aura is abundant. You have an indescribably noble appearance. However, there's also a lingering evil aura. If you can't find the source of this evil aura, you will definitely face a calamity in the future. A calamity of life and death. Yang Wu raised an eyebrow and said, I just came back from a calamity. No one liked to hear bad words, and Yang Wu was no exception. The divine fortune-telling tower's grating words were hard to swallow. Gong Xilan looked at Yang Wu and said, It's better to believe the divine fortune-telling tower's words than not. Sir, why don't you come to the Yang clan's residence and have us entertain you? The divine fortune-telling tower waved his hand and said, There's no need. I just came to take a look. He continued to stare at Yang Wu. Your Yang clan rose to prominence because of you, but you aren't the one responsible for its resurgence. However, this resurgence has something to do with you. Perhaps it's a relative of yours, or even your son. That person is the key to the Yang clan's meteoric rise. He was born recently, so he should be a divine embryo, right? Why are you telling me this? Yang Wu didn't understand. Because the birth of the divine embryo is related to you. Am I wrong? That's right. Do you think there's a problem? I don't have a problem with it. I just want to say that the divine embryo was born, and so was the demonic seed. Your calamity will be because of the demonic seed. In fact, the Yang clan will be completely destroyed because of it. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe were both shocked. Gong Xilan anxiously asked, Sir, is there a way to resolve this? The way to resolve this is still tied to him. The rise and fall of the Yang clan is tied to him. The divine fortune-telling tower said to Yang Wu, Sir divine fortune-telling tower, why do you care so much about the Yang clan? Yang Wu asked curiously. Wu-er, don't be rude. Gong Xilan reprimanded Yang Wu. In her opinion, Yang Wu's attitude toward the divine fortune-telling tower was very problematic. Who didn't know how powerful the divine fortune-telling tower was? Many people begged the divine fortune-telling tower to divine them. Because if the demonic seed isn't removed, not only will the Yang clan suffer, but the entire battle race realm and even the transcendent realm will be affected, the divine fortune-telling tower said. What does the demonic seed have to do with me? Yang Wu was even more confused. I think it might have something to do with you. I need a drop of your essence blood. The divine fortune-telling tower said confidently. Gong Salon didn't hesitate to say, Wu, give it to me. After saying this, she didn't care if Yang Wu agreed or not. She grabbed his arm and cut open Yang Wu's wrist, causing blood to flow out. Gong Salon was a level 4 Jade Moon Realm cultivator. It wasn't hard for her to injure Yang Wu. Moreover, Yang Wu hadn't used any energy to resist. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to injure him so easily. Great-grandmother, is this really okay? Yang Wu bitterly smiled. For the divine fortune-telling tower to take the initiative to read your fortune, that is a great blessing for you. Gong Salon said very seriously. All right, since I've already divined this, I'll use the 3 divinations I got from the Invincible Emperor to see what I want to know, Yang Wu replied. The divine fortune-telling tower didn't respond to Yang Wu's words. Instead, after receiving Yang Wu's essence blood, he put 2 of his fingers together and moved them in a mysterious pattern. His mouth also muttered something, but no one could understand what he was saying. It was similar to the actions of an ordinary Jianghu master. The only difference was that his body was bursting with an immortal aura. It was very different. Suddenly, the essence blood seemed to be attracted by the power of heaven and earth. It transformed into the shape of a baby and flew in a certain direction. In the blink of an eye, the baby disappeared and the essence blood completely dispersed. Boom! Dark clouds covered the sky as divine lightning came crashing down on the divine fortune-telling tower. The divine fortune-telling tower calmly took out a divine umbrella. It covered him and Ba Xia's mount, isolating them from the attack of the divine lightning. The power of the divine lightning was too terrifying. Yang Wu, Gong Salon, and Yang Taiha were so scared that they quickly fled. It was simply a divine lightning that could destroy the world. After a wave of divine lightning came crashing down, the divine fortune-telling tower was still safe and sound. The only difference was that his ruddy face was slightly paler. He stared at Yang Wu in the distance and said, The demonic seed was born because of you. He is your seed. Chapter 1443. Yang Wu, Gong Salon, and Yang Taiha were all stunned by Master God Diviner's words. Their expressions were strange. Yang Wu sneered, Master God Diviner, I respect you as a senior expert, but you can't talk nonsense. I still don't have a child. His women, Yu Yu, Wanlan Xin, and Shu Yujun, had never given birth to a child. How could they have seed? If the birth of the divine fetus was related to him, he wouldn't think much of it. After all, he was the one who did it. But a demonic seed suddenly appeared and said it was related to him? This was too ridiculous. That's right. Master God Diviner. Do you want to calculate again? Gong Silon whispered. Master God Diviner stared at Yang Wu's glabella and said seriously, There are a total of 3 lines in your glabella lifeline. These 3 lines represent that you've had relations with 3 women. One of the lines has already split. That split is the demonic chi seed. There's no mistake about it. Don't talk nonsense. I really don't have a child. Yang Wu said unhappily. Think about it again. You've had relations with several women. That woman might have already died. Her lifeline has already dimmed. Master God Diviner said stubbornly. Then he pointed in another direction and said, That woman is from the battle race realm. She's over there. Yang Wu looked in that direction and his pupils shrank. He thought back to the crazy scene that had occurred in Battle God City several years ago. He thought to himself, could it be that time? That happened several years ago. How is that possible? The demonic seed's talent is extraordinary. It's not inferior to the divine fetus. The time it took to gestate is also incomparable to that of a mortal. It was born with extraordinary intelligence. and its growth speed is incomparably shocking. The appearance of both the divine fetus and the demonic fetus means that fortune and misfortune are interdependent. Clan leader Yang Wu, you can't stay out of this. On the contrary, you are the source of all of this. Whether or not this disaster can turn into a blessing depends on you. This is also your mission and your great calamity. Master God Diviner didn't care whether Yang Wu believed him or not. A child born after several years of pregnancy? Yang Wu asked. Without waiting for the godly mathematician to reply, Gong Xilan replied, "Of course there are. For example, after reaching the star-rune realm and becoming a saint body, one's physique will become different from ordinary people. The duration of pregnancy can be long or short, but this is not surprising. However, most people still follow the normal rules to give birth to a child, which is a normal child. If the duration of pregnancy is too short, the impact on the child will be different. If the demonic seed is really related to me, how should I deal with it?" Yang Wu asked again. Master God Diviner said. After a moment, he continued, "Once this devil seed grows up, it won't just be a disaster for the human race. It will be a disaster for all of the other races. If it isn't removed, it will lead to a great calamity." Yang Wu's eyes narrowed, and his heart tightened. He replied, "If the demonic seed is really related to me, I won't sit by and do nothing. But I still don't believe I have a child." Then he changed the subject and said, "I received the title of Invincible King during the fight between the dragon and the phoenix. I would like to ask you to calculate the whereabouts of one of my closest relatives." "That is not my business," Master God Diviner said. "Isn't that the reward given by the God Diviner building?" Yang Wu asked. "There are many excellent God Diviners in the God Diviner building. I am the building master, but I can't predict everything," Master God Diviner said calmly. He paused a moment and said, "But since this is your request, I will help you. But you will need to change 3 divinations into 1, and then change 3 divinations into 1. Think about it." "I don't need to think about it. I want to find the whereabouts of my long-lost brother," Yang Wu said without hesitation. "I need a strand of hair," Master God Diviner said. Yang Wu pulled out a few strands of hair and handed them to Master God Diviner. Master God Diviner took one of the strands of hair, then pulled out a tortoise shell that contained an ancient copper coin. He strung the strands of hair onto a copper wire, then placed them into the tortoise shell and began to shake it. As he did so, he began to chant in a language that no one else could understand. Strands of power flowed into the tortoise shell, causing it to shimmer with light. When he opened the shell, the copper wire formed a strange star-shaped object, and a star appeared in the sky above. It was incredibly dazzling, but it disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. Only Master God Diviner was able to sense it. "Of the 4 stars of the Big Dipper," Master God Diviner said, "of the 5 elements, one belongs to the Kuei-in water. This is the descent of the literary star. One is a scholar, and the other is a warrior. Unfortunately, the 2 of them clash, and it will be difficult for them to reunite in a short period of time. They are separated by thousands of layers of water. Only by leaping out of the 5 elements and entering the greater world will they be able to unite and rule together." Yang Wu looked confused. "What do you mean? Is your brother a scholar?" "Yes, my brother was born to be a scholar. He was the top scholar in the literary field. Unfortunately, he was implicated by me. That's right. He is the literary star, born to be a scholar. Unfortunately, he was born in the same family as you. The 2 of you clash, and it will be difficult for you to be together. When you are together, nothing good will happen, and you will even implicate others. Now that you are separated, it is a good thing. Do you mean that we are at odds? Are we destined to never meet again?" "That's not what I mean. The 2 of you will work together to unite the world. This is the best fate, but you can't control your own destiny yet. When you have control of your own destiny and enter the greater world, that will be the best time to reunite," Master God Diviner explained. Then he added, "Your parents are really amazing to give birth to you. One is the martial star, and the other is the literary star. As long as you can overcome the crisis together in the future, it will be a blessing for the human race. After that, He turned around and left on Old Tortoise. He pointed at the place where the Big Dipper had appeared. That was where Yangwen had fallen. By the way, you will have a peach blossom tribulation later. Be careful. A voice echoed in the distance. Before Yang Wu could come back to his senses, he had already disappeared without a trace. Fraud, Yang Wu said angrily. Master God Diviner came and said that the demon's seed was his doing. He also said that it was difficult for him and his brother to work together. Later, he said that the two of them would work together to unite the world. To him, it was simply nonsense. Wu-er, don't be rude, Gong Silan said in a deep voice. Great-grandmother, do you also think that his words are credible? Yang Wu asked. Master God Diviner has never been wrong, Gong Silan replied. Then, she said, think about it carefully. Is it a romantic debt you left behind? If it is really related to you, you should deal with it as soon as possible. Great-grandmother, I am not that kind of person, Yang Wu said with a little guilty conscience. He felt that it was necessary to find out the whole story. He had been panicking. Master God Diviner would not leave the fortune-telling building for no reason. He must have sensed that the situation was serious, so he specially came to warn you. It is better to believe it than not, Yang Taiha emphasized. Okay, I will find out as soon as possible, Yang Wu said with his hands spread out. When they had just returned to the clan, a guest came to the Yang family. The saintess of Maunamei, Tang Xiaohan, asked to see the clan leader. The relationship between Maunamei and the Yang family had always been bad. The two families rarely interacted. Who would have thought that the saintess of Maunamei, Tang Xiaohan, would suddenly visit? What was the meaning of this? Yang Wu furrowed his brows and muttered. Could it be that the swindler was right? Yang Wu still received Tang Xiaohan. She had changed. She was dressed in white, and her exquisite figure was vividly outlined. She carried a long sword on her back, and her long hair swayed gently in the wind. She looked like an outstanding fairy. She used to be the queen of the mortal world, but today she had transformed into a female sword immortal. Her natural aura of a ruler still existed. Xiaohan. After Yang Wu saw Tang Xiaohan again, he was speechless. This was a woman he had hurt before. He only felt guilty towards her. Clan leader Yang Wu, how have you been? Tang Xiaohan asked with a cold smile. Yes, I have been fine. How about you? How have you been on Maunamei? Yang Wu replied softly. Very good. All the martial uncles and martial sisters in the sect have been good to me. Tang Xiaohan replied generously. Then she said, even if I can't compare to clan leader Yang Wu's glory, I have not lost too much face. Then why are you here? There is a little matter. I heard that clan leader Yang Wu can fight against Tong Tian. You and I are both from the mortal world, so I would like to ask you to teach me the way of the sword. I wonder if it is possible? You still can't let go of what happened in the past. I know I was wrong, but you don't have to keep in your heart. You and I have different paths to take, don't we? What happened in the past? I only remember that we both came from the same place and know each other. You've already made a name for yourself. I just want to ask you to teach me a thing or two. If you look down on me, you can reject me. This is your territory. Do you think I can force you to do it? Yang Wu looked at Tang Xiaohan. Her expression was incomparably calm, as though she was talking about a very ordinary matter. She had indeed changed compared to the past. Xiaohan, I think we should talk. You keep saying that we came from the same place, so we should be friends, right? You have helped me a lot in the past. I, Yang Wu, am not an ungrateful person. If you have anything you need me to do, just tell me. Don't be angry, okay? Yang Wu said emotionally. Tang Xiaohan waved her hand and said, Clan leader Yang Wu, you are so wishy-washy. I've already said that the past should be blown away by the wind. Today, I am only the saint of Maunamei, and I have specially come to ask you to teach me. Since you are so unwilling, then I will take my leave. After saying this, she got up and left without any hesitation. Yang Wu opened his mouth to urge her to stay, but the words that were about to come out of his mouth seemed to be stuck by something. He could not speak at all. Suddenly, a voice rang out from outside the hall. It is not convenient for my husband to fight you. I wonder if I have the qualifications to learn from you? Chapter 1444. Shu Yujun was here. She knew that Yang Wu had returned, so she couldn't wait to rush to the Yang family. Back then, when Yang Wu had disappeared from the Purple Firmament Hall, she hated Yu Yu to the core. If not for Yu Yu, nothing would have happened to Yang Wu. If Yang Wu never appeared again, she would never forgive Yu Yu. Even though Yang Wu had returned, her hatred for Yu Yu had not dissipated. If they met again, she would definitely have a good argument with her. It would be best if she told Yu Yu to scram. However, she didn't see Yu Yu. Instead, she saw Tang Xiaoan, a woman who had forced her husband to make a move. Shu Yujun had heard Yang Wu mention this woman before, but she didn't have a deep impression of her. Now that she dared to ask her husband to bestow a sword, she couldn't take it anymore. Yujun, you're here. Yang Wu saw Shu Yujun appear in front of the hall and shouted happily. He hadn't had the time to deal with his family's matters, so he hadn't had the time to meet Shu Yujun. He didn't expect her to come first. He was still very happy. When Tang Xiaohan saw Yang Wu smile, a trace of fierceness flashed across her face. She looked at Shu Yujun and replied, "So it's the eldest daughter of Mount Hung. Shouldn't you be at Mount Song for your 5-mountain grand ceremony? You still have the mood to meet your lover. Thank you for your concern. I'm afraid that a demon will seduce my husband. I don't want anything to happen to him again." Shu Yujun replied, "Haha, when I met him, you were still nowhere to be found." Tang Xiaoan mocked. "Unfortunately, he's my husband now," Shu Yujun replied. Then she said, "If you don't want to compete, hurry up and leave. I want to talk to my husband." "Yang Wu, your concubine's mouth is really sharp. Do you mind if I teach her a lesson for you?" Tang Xiaoan looked at Yang Wu and said, "Tang Xiaoan, leave. Yujun is my wife. I won't allow anyone to hurt her." Yang Wu said indifferently. He knew that Tang Xiaoan was angry and wanted to persuade her to let it go, but it seemed that she didn't take it to heart at all and came to find trouble. "Haha, I'm really touched. You said the same thing to me when we were in Great Xia, right?" Tang Xiaoan sneered. She then looked at Shu Yujun and said, "Since Yang Wu isn't going to make a move, why don't you do it for her? I also want to see how brilliant the Southern Peak sword art is." Tang Xiaohan rushed out of the main hall, with Shu Yujun following closely behind. Yang Wu laughed bitterly and chased after them. He didn't want to be laughed at by his family, so he directly rushed out of the Yang family's territory and into the 9 heavens. His strength was far above the 2 women, so it was easy for him to do this. "Tang Xiaohan, you make your move. I'll receive it," Yang Wu said. Then he emphasized, "After this battle, we'll cut off all ties." Yang Wu didn't feel too guilty about Tang Xiaoan. He had never given her any feelings and had always rejected her. Unfortunately, after they reached the Transcendent Realm, they were in different camps. It was even more impossible for them to be together. Since it was already like this, he might as well cut off all ties. "You really love your woman. Now you're willing to make a move?" Tang Xiaoan sneered. She felt more and more upset, and her hatred grew. She came to see Yang Wu to completely erase the last bit of hope she had for Yang Wu and achieve the perfect annihilation sword art. "Husband, let me fight this battle. Otherwise, others will say that you're bullying the weak," Shu Yujun said seriously to Yang Wu. Then she drew her sword and said, "My husband's strength is far above yours. You can't hurt him. I'll deal with whatever grudges you have with him." "Okay, I've heard of Mount Hang's great name. Today, I'll see it for myself," Tang Xiaoan responded. Using her finger as a sword, she attacked Shu Yujun. A simple sword light broke through the air. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Shu Yujun. Shu Yujun's body emitted an aura. Her powerful holy qi blocked the sword. Sword qi also burst out her body and swept towards Tang Xiaoan. Her swordsmanship was extremely brilliant. She formed an aura of rain and arrows surrounding Tang Xiaoan. She wanted to finish Tang Xiaoan off with one strike. After not seeing each other for several years, Shu Yujun had also broken through to the level 5 star pattern realm. Her speed of improvement was incomparable to other geniuses. With the resources given to her by Yang Wu, it was not surprising that she could reach this step. Moreover, the Mount Hung sect's resources were extraordinary. Her realm was not the area where she improved the fastest. Her sword art was the area where she improved the fastest. The rain and arrow sword art was her greatest gain. The dense rain of arrows rained down on Tang Xiaoan, making her feel suffocated. Over the years, Tang Xiaoan had worked hard to cultivate. She had also awakened the swordbone talent. Her realm was one level lower than Shu Yujun's, but her comprehension of the sword art was no less than Shu Yujun's. "Break!" Tang Xiaohan shouted. She drew her sword and slashed out. A terrifying sword chi broke through Shu Yujun's rain and arrow sword field. Her eyes were ruthless. She merged with the holy sword in her hand and attacked with all her strength. Sword steps meteor. Sword bone art. Tang Xiaohan did not show any mercy. She used her full strength, and the power of the stars rained down unceasingly. Sword chi that filled the sky converged in a killing intent that could annihilate everything enveloped the world. The clouds in the surroundings were shattered, and a sword light that was tens of thousands of zhang in length descended from the sky. Shu Yujun was not afraid at all. All the sword chi field went up at the same time and collided with each other crazily. Clang, clang, clang. The sword chi kept colliding with each other. Many sword flowers kept splashing in all directions. It was extremely intense. Yang Wu watched from the side. He thought to himself, the sword intent that can destroy everything. This is the strongest sword art of Mount Amei. I didn't expect Tang Xiaohan to have comprehended it. If they were at the same level, Shu Yujun would probably be in danger. Among the sword arts, the sword art of annihilation was extremely domineering. It could destroy everything. Shu Yujun's rain and arrow sword art was still weaker. Fortunately, Shu Yujun's realm was higher than Tang Xiaoan's. She could still suppress Tang Xiaoan. With their current explosive power, it was enough to match the combat power of an advanced sage realm. The two girls continued to display powerful sword moves. They kept drifting and shuttling back and forth. One sword after another was unleashed in a continuous and unending manner. Their might was astonishing. For a moment, the two women were locked in a fierce battle. Yang Wu could tell that Shu Yujun was still holding back. Her movements were more relaxed, and her experience in dealing with enemies was better than Tang Xiaohan's. On the contrary, Tang Xiaohan was getting more and more confused. She could not hold on any longer. Suddenly, a flaw appeared in Tang Xiaohan's defense. Shu Yujun seized the opportunity and attacked her position. Shu Yujun did not mean to kill Tang Xiaohan. When she stabbed there, she held back some of her strength. The moment she held back, Tang Xiaohan's sword art power burst out like a flood. A sword shadow stabbed out from her position. Not good. Yujun, get out of the way. Yang Wu realized it too late. He roared and rushed over without hesitation. Puffed. Shu Yujun did not expect Tang Xiaohan to have such a move. Her abdomen was pierced by the sudden burst of sword chi. Her body bounced back and blood spurted out. This was Tang Xiaohan's innate magical ability, Sword Bone. It could explode with amazing sword power at any time. Yang Wu immediately caught Shu Yujun. He immediately fed her a second-grade immortal liquid to save her life. The power of that sword was too terrifying. It pierced through her abdomen. Even a sage would lose their life if they were not in a hurry. I'm going to kill you too, Tang Xiaohan shouted. She turned into a sword rainbow and attacked Yang Wu and Shu Yujun. Her sword art and sword bone power combined and exploded with a stunning attack. It could threaten the strength of a top sage. Get lost. Yang Wu let out a roar, swung his arm, and slapped Tang Xiaohan several thousand feet away. Puffed. Tang Xiaohan spurted out blood, and her aura withered. Her face was cold. Yang Wu, from now on, our relationship is over. With that, she turned and left on her sword. Yang Wu did not chase after her. Instead, he checked Shu Yujun's aura and protected her heart meridian. He forced out the sword power that Tang Xiaohan had left in her body. Husband, don't worry. I'm fine. Shu Yujun caught her breath and replied, I'm sorry. Yang Wu apologized to Shu Yujun. Idiot. I lost to her because I was careless. If I didn't show mercy at the beginning, she wouldn't have had the chance to hurt me. Shu Yujun was unconvinced. Don't say anything. Heal your injuries first. Yang Wu replied with heartache. Shu Yujun was very obedient. She didn't say anything else and refined the power of the second-grade immortal liquid to heal her injuries. Yang Wu brought her back to the Yang clan and returned to the bamboo courtyard. He tore open her clothes and poured the second-grade immortal liquid on her wounds to help her recover quickly. Shu Yujun's sword art injury was the most difficult to heal. If Yang Wu wasn't here, that destructive sword art would have completely extinguished her life force. After escaping death, she sighed softly. She's very powerful and very scheming. I underestimated her. From now on, we won't have anything to do with each other. I've made you suffer, Yang Wu replied. Then, he caressed her cheek and said, You must have been scared these past few years. Shu Yujun threw herself into his arms and sobbed. If you hadn't come back, I wouldn't have known what to do. I hate her to the core. I want nothing more than to kill her. Without her, nothing would have happened to you. Yang Wu caressed Shu Yujun's hair. He didn't know how to explain himself. His relationship with you wasn't something that others could understand. She had no choice. He believed that she was the one who was most hurt by his disappearance. Shu Yujun fell asleep in his arms. He thought back to Master God Diviner's words. He thought to himself, that swindler is really powerful. He predicted that I would have a romantic calamity. Perhaps Yang Wen and I are in the same situation. He's up north. Could it be that he's referring to a forbidden area or a higher realm? He paused for a moment. Then he thought about the demonic seed, and his expression became even more unsightly. The divine embryo is Yang Zixing. I was the one who brought it back, so it's indeed related to me. However, the demonic seed is also related to me. Could it be that she's really pregnant with it? That was a few years ago. It seems like I'll have to make a trip there. Chapter 1445. Shu Yujun stayed with the Yang family for 3 days before leaving. She had completely recovered from her injuries and was heading to the Mount Song sect to participate in the Five Mountain Grand Ceremony. The Five Mountain Grand Ceremony was a grand ceremony held by the Five Mountain Sword sect once every 100 years to determine who would be the next leader. Yang Wu wanted to go with her, but Shu Yujun rejected him. Although some respected seniors would be invited to attend the Five Mountain Grand Ceremony, Yang Wu was not on the list. It was not because he was not qualified, but because the list of invitees had already been confirmed. Yang Wu had disappeared for a few years, so he would not be invited at the last minute. Of course, it was not impossible for him to go with Shu Yujun, but he was busy with worldly affairs and had no time to spare. Moreover, the Five Mountain Grand Ceremony had been held many times. It was just to determine which mountain was the strongest and which mountain would be the next leader. It did not matter if Yang Wu went or not. Shu Yujun said confidently, Ever since we obtained the Five Mountain Sword Sutra, it will not be difficult for Mount Hung to become the next leader. The Five Mountain Sword Sutra was a sword sutra that Yang Wu had derived from the foundation of the other mountains. It was the great secret of the Five Mountains. After hearing Shu Yujun's words, Yang Wu let her go. However, he did not know why he felt a little uneasy when she left. He gave her a few imperial edicts that he had specially made and a set of armor that he had obtained from the divine firmament battlefield to ensure that she would be safe. After Shu Yujun left, Yang Wu did not immediately investigate the matter of the demonic seed. Instead, he went to the medicine god temple to refine pills. It was not easy for him to come back, so he had to refine another batch of pills for the Yang family. This time, he wanted to introduce 3 pill formulas that did not exist in the Transcendence world. He wanted to help the Yang family and the Apothecary Alliance. He had obtained many herbs from the divine firmament battlefield and wanted to turn them into more valuable pills. When he reached the medicine god temple, Do Yin, who had been suppressing the place, was no longer there. He had asked Shou Yin to come over, hoping that he could persuade Do Yin to help him. In the end, Do Yin had agreed. Yang Wu had let him out, hoping that he could help him at the crucial moment when he was on his way to the Purple Heaven Palace. Unfortunately, he did not help. Thus, he had been sent to the divine firmament battlefield. As for Yu Huaijin, he had been sent to save the Rose of Death. Later on, he had returned to the Yang clan and stayed there for a period of time. Now, no one knew where he had gone. He believed that she would receive the news of his return very soon. If she still didn't come back, he didn't mind using unusual means to make her return obediently. Yang Wu went to see the Earth Dragon. This Earth Dragon had reached the intermediate level of demon god and was much thicker than before. When he saw Yang Wu, he was extremely excited and swam around Yang Wu a few times. Yang Wu took some of the valuable herbs he had obtained from the divine firmament battlefield and planted them in this space. Then he began to refine pills. When he was refining minor divine pills, he made 5 tribulation pills. When he was refining divine pills, he also made 5 tribulation pills. When he was refining divine pills, he could refine first tribulation and second tribulation divine pills without the help of the fire wheel array. He could refine third tribulation divine pills with the help of the fire wheel array. It was not easy to refine fourth tribulation divine pills. Even though he had reached the level 9 astral rune realm, it was still the same. 2 months later, Yang Wu came out of seclusion. Yang Wu took out a pile of pills and handed them over to the sacred elder of the clan. According to the rules of the clan, whoever could make the greatest contribution would be rewarded with pills. Not only were there little saint pills, there were also saint pills and even divine pills. This greatly stimulated the Yang family's fighting spirit. He also took out a portion of the pills to auction to increase the reputation of the Yang family's auction house. Yang Wu also took 3 types of pills to the Alchemist Union. The Alchemist Union had gone through a severe blow. The medicine sect had established the Alchemist Union, which had caused the Union to lose 1/3 of its alchemists. Moreover, the Alchemist Union had purposely spread unfavorable news about Xiang Dingtian, saying that he was a remnant of the Heavenly Palace and had a grudge against all the major forces. This had indirectly affected a large number of people to join the Alchemist Union. Yang Wu's return to the Alchemist Union had injected a surge of vitality into the Union. Yang Wu is back. Godly alchemist Yang Wu is back. What are you shouting for? He's our honorary vice leader. He should be able to give us some pointers now that he's back. I joined the Alchemist Union because of Yang Wu. This is the first time I've seen him. He's so wise. Vice Yang Wu, you have to teach us about alchemy. You're our idol. Yes. Teach us about alchemy. The alchemists of the Alchemist Union kept crowding around Yang Wu and chattering nonstop. All right, let's all go back first. I'll start teaching in 3 days. Yang Wu agreed on the spot. This was his senior brother's faction. As a junior brother, he had to help his senior brother. Moreover, his senior brother had helped him a lot in the past. He naturally had to repay him. After hearing Yang Wu's response, everyone happily opened a path for Yang Wu to enter the castle's main hall. Before reaching the entrance, Chao Jifei leisurely walked out wearing an alchemist's robe. She was still as sexy and beautiful as before. Her beautiful eyes revealed an indifferent aura, full of the temperament of a superior. Now, she was already a top-tier alchemist. Other than Yang Wu, she was the most dazzling young alchemist. She wasn't even 100 years old, but she was catching up to her master's legend. Long time no see, Yang Wu looked at Chao Jifei's moving eyes. He actually didn't dare to look straight at them. Chao Jifei smiled. Her smile was like a lotus flower blooming, causing the surroundings to pale in comparison. She glanced at Yang Wu and said, "You're finally willing to come back?" Yang Wu scratched the back of his head. He didn't know how to respond. He had used the name of a divine alchemist to summon so many people to help him go to the Purple Firmament Hall, but he had returned empty-handed. Everyone knew about this, so the women he had feelings for would pay close attention to this. He didn't know how to face this. How long are you planning to stay this time? Chao Jifei didn't want to make things difficult for Yang Wu, so she changed the topic. I'll be leaving after a few days, Yang Wu replied. You're in such a hurry. Is there anything else you need to do? Chao Jifei asked with a trace of reluctance. Yes, there are still some things I need to do. Once I'm done, I'll take a break and stop messing around. So you know you're messing around? Who doesn't know you now? What's the point? I can't even protect my own woman. I'm very happy to be your woman. Perhaps it's unfortunate. Yang Wu didn't want to linger on this topic. He returned to the main topic. Is the Alliance Master and Vice Master Miao here? I'd like to see them. I don't know where Master went. Vice Alliance Master went out to do something, and I don't know when he'll be back. If there's anything you need to tell me, it's the same. Chao Jifei replied. Yang Wu carefully looked at Chao Jifei and found that she was wearing a large jade ring on her finger. It was the Alliance Master ring. He smiled and cupped his hands. Congratulations, Alliance Master Chao. I've been disrespectful. Chao Jifei waved her hand and said, the medicine sect has left the Alliance and is now at odds with the Alliance. I'm only temporarily taking over the position of Vice Alliance Master to help Master with some trivial matters. She paused for a moment and said, actually, Master would rather you take over the position of Alliance Master. You think too highly of me. I think you're more suitable. It won't be long before the Alliance Master will pass the position to you. How could it be that easy? At the very least, you'll have to wait until I break through to the divine medicine realm. Why don't I teach you some alchemy techniques? It'll be a small gift from your martial uncle. How about it? Bah, little martial uncle? You're more like my junior brother. I'm serious. Who knows? I might be better at teaching than senior brother. Let's talk about why you're here. You don't come to the Three Treasures Temple without a reason. I have 3 pill recipes that I want to cooperate with the Alliance. This time, Yang Wu brought 3 pill recipes. 2 of them were sage pill recipes, while the other was a godly pill recipe. They were called Invisible Pill, Mysterious Star Pill, and 7 Revolutions Great Mystery Pill. The Invisible Pill had the effect of becoming invisible for up to an hour. It was the best pill for concealing oneself. Yang Wu knew that there was no such sage pill in the Transcendent Realm. So, if he offered it up, it would definitely attract many saints. The Mysterious Star Pill could increase the strength of a person's star sphere by 1 level, and it could last for a quarter of an hour. Most importantly, it didn't have any side effects, unlike other pills that could increase one's strength. The 7 Revolutions Great Mystery Pill was an upgraded version of the 3 Revolutions Small Mystery Pill. It could allow any Transcendent Realm expert to recover their strength and injuries in a short period of time. It was a godly pill that combined the Qi replenishing pill and the healing pill. When Chao Jifei saw Yang Wu take out the pill recipe, she was pleasantly surprised. Is there really such a miraculous pill? You could try one. I just finished refining it not long ago. Yang Wu took out an invisible pill and gave it to Chao Jifei. Chao Jifei didn't hesitate and took an invisible pill. Her figure immediately disappeared in front of Yang Wu. She didn't stay in front of Yang Wu. Instead, she quickly swept in the direction of the others to see if it was true. Sure enough, when she walked past the others, no one paid attention to her, nor did they discover her existence. After a while, she returned to Yang Wu's side and patted Yang Wu's back. She didn't manage to hit Yang Wu, so Yang Wu dodged. Stop fooling around, Yang Wu said. I'm invisible. How can you still find me? Chao Jifei was puzzled. Being invisible doesn't mean that no one knows. If you meet a powerful person, you can still sense it. Yang Wu replied. Chao Jifei didn't look good. Then isn't it useless? How can it be useless? Didn't you just try it? Ordinary people wouldn't be able to sense it unless their strength is far above yours. Moreover, you didn't restrain your aura. If you did, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to discover your existence without any preparation, Yang Wu said seriously. That's true. Are you really going to give these 3 pills to the Alliance? I plan to cooperate with the Alliance.